Well, welcome back to East Maitland Bowling Club for the 2024 National Bowling Arm Championships. We're into round 4 on day 2. It's the pairs discipline up now, and we have Victoria taking on South Australia. Clay Parker's had so much fun commentating this morning on that wonderful singles game. He's joined us again this afternoon. Welcome, Clay.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. It was a lot of fun this morning and had a very good game of singles. It went right down to 21-19. Was at Western Australia and Queensland. It was a very good game with Gary and who was the other one, mate? Gary and Martin from Queensland. Yeah, they had a very good game of bowl. So, yeah, I said to Andrew, I had that much fun. I'll stay this afternoon and do the pairs between South Australia and Victoria.
Well, we've got PJ Summers on the mat now for Victoria. He bowls out of Adelaide Bowling Club. He's asked me to give a little shout out to Cass and Margie's mum, who live in Adelaide, haven't been out for a while. So this will be the first time they've seen him bowl in about 15 years. So shout out to you, Cass and Marg. We don't mind accommodating players' requests here.
No, of course not.
And
Kath and Marg will be happy.
Michael Rose on the mat now, Mick, known as Mick. He's from Lilydale.
Yeah, Mick's been around for a long time with the Victorian side. I've been in for about 10 years with the New South Wales side, and Mick's been in for a really long time. Does a lot of good work down in Victoria, so yeah, should be a pretty good game. He's a very solid player.
Not a bad start either.
Yeah, last time we played here, might have been about 5 years ago. We had the Nationals here as well, and I think I played Mick in the singles here and had a very good game against him. It goes well.
Decent start. We'll cross over for the skippers. Stephen Mitchell for Victoria, known as Mitch, from the Warrnambool Bowling Club. He'll have first use of the mat.
Notice Mitch is using the old original bowling arm, in inverted commas, which, like I said earlier on today, listeners, that the Barry Anset's about the best I've seen use one of them. But obviously Mitch goes pretty well. They're the original arm that was first brought out, was the bowling arm.
Actually, is that a bionic arm? Oh, no, it's Mick that's using the bowler's arm, mate.
Yeah, sorry, Michael's using the bowler's arm, and Mitch is using the bionic arm.
You can just see the bit of grip on the inside of the duckbill.
Yeah, it's only a bit of like plastic lining. That's all it is.
Trevor Feast from Toorak Burnside. He's on the mat now. He's got the little short arm, the hybrid.
Yeah, well, Dean Winton actually had these out years ago with the wheelchairs. They used them for wheelchair bowling. But a lot of players now go in the knees and just can't quite get down that extra foot. They bounce their bowl pretty badly. So just giving them an arm with about a foot, helps them out. Just gets them down that little bit lower. Where normally people that stand up with a longer arm have normally got crooked backs and really, really bad knees, like myself. So I use a longer arm. But a lot of guys just like using that little short hybrid arm. Just gets them down that foot, and they can just play nearly normal bowls with an arm.
Well, is there any truth that you refer to your knees as the bad knee and the worst knee?
Yeah, both of them are dicky knees. Yeah, the right one's bad and the left one's worse.
I'm just old enough now to have a little twinges. I'm not affected in my bowls much. But a lot of years of pounding down as I try to be quick bowler at cricket. I sort of wrecked them up.
Dennis Lilly pace?
Probably was as fast as Dennis Lilly is now at one stage.
What's Dennis now, about 78, 79?
Look, when I was 18, I was faster than Brett Lee. Yeah. Brett Lee was about 2 at the time, so that wasn't difficult.
So you're a spin bowler, Andrew?
No, medium sort of pacer. Opened up in first grade up north.
Medium pace spin bowler.
No, big in swingers.
Right, here comes Michael Rose or Mick.
Yeah, too wide.
His bowls turn a bit, so he may get back to that. He may get back to the mark.
Oh no, he's come back nicely. That's good enough. Still wide, but
I think the wider bowls are accepted more by the carpet. I think tighter bowls on this stuff, like the real tight bowls like Turbo Pros and that, the carpet doesn't like really tight bowls. I think something like an Optima or
And look, if you watch the international indoor bowls,
wider the better.
a lot of them go very wide bowls, and their reasoning is that the surface is so predictable on the indoor without the wind that they can draw a front toucher off with the very wide bowls.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they come in sideways on them, especially over there on potters.
Noticed Jeremy Henry when he did play in the World Cup many times. He did use a wider set of bowls to devastating effect.
Can play, man, can play.
Does know that the big ring goes on the outside.
Well, yeah, Michael Rose has got his eye in here for VICs.
Oh, that's a good start. Probably where you're going, I'm pretty happy with the position of the head, but still a bit wary because plenty of room here for PJ to get his bowl in there.
Just needs to take some grass. His last one cut right across the head. But he's got a great line here, but he's going to drop that bit short.
I'm still just finding their way, and that there is a little bit of a difference in the grass and probably just a touch in the speed for the two directions here with the effect of the wind and the coming in under the roof. Not a big difference in the pace. Depends on the wind, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's probably running a nice 14.5, 15 today, I'd say. Yeah, Mitch has been around for quite a while as well. He's been a regular in the Victorian side for many years. So these pair here for the Vics are they're veterans. They've been around a long time. They know the game. Know the game backwards. Both been very solid rep players for Victoria in the arms for a long time. See, Mitch is using the old bionic arm with the thumb release. Everyone's different. You've got to find an arm that suits you.
Just going to run through a fraction.
Pretty handy there, but
it might even be sneaking into the count.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realise there's a camera right there. They stand right in front of it.
He looked up and saw me just wave and went, okay.
And he thought, oh dear.
Well, this is a good bowl from Trevor.
That's a cracker.
That's in for shot.
And trouble is, that's going to be hard to get to. It's going to be hard to get to plant out. Everything's lined up not the right way there. He's probably right. It's probably just a cold forehand draw shot. There's nothing lined up on the backhand with weight. You see the bionic arm has just got two rails down the bottom and one suction cap at the top, and that holds it in square, and when you get just past vertical you just release your thumb and out it comes. He's had a good attempt here.
That's close.
If he falls over, he's half a chance. Oh, it is close.
Well, PJ will stick the old finger measure on it, the guesstimator.
He likes it for one.
Lots of people swear by that finger estimation. I'm not a fan. And I'm also in the group of people that get told off if you do it. One thing they do tell the ITOs, don't do it.
Gee, this is looking pretty fair if he's got a bit of weight. He's maybe not enough weight.
Needed another foot and a half.
Yep.
Who's got it? That's the big question.
It's looking pretty sad there till their last bowl come in from South Australia. It was looking very ordinary. Probably holding 4 or 5 till that come in.
Well, that's the sort of start you want, isn't it? If you have a bit of a poor start and get away with only one. sort of go, well, we've got away with it that time. Let's build on it. I always feel a little bit of a pressure release when you have a poor end, but don't come out too badly.
Yep.
One to South Australia.
Yeah.
They're on the right side of our board, so...
I guess the mate said one up, and he's right.
Just sun's gone behind a little bit of cloud. Comes up a little bit darkish.
Don't forget, if you're watching this, if you've got any groups you want to share it to in your zone or any friends, share it round. I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in watching the National Bowling Championships here at East Maitland.
So just a reiteration, this is a sides event, multi-format sides event. Each state plays each other state over a day. There's 6 states competing, no Northern Territory. No ACT either.
No, they're not in it yet. No.
So we have,
but we do get some players from Northern Territory and playing for other states. I think South Australia, one of the Northern Territory people played for, because they can't. They just come over the border a little bit.
So each clash between the states is played in 2 sessions. This morning we had the singles and fours, 3 singles and 3 fours. This afternoon, 3 pairs and 3 triples. The competition is decided on the number of rink wins, let's call them, team wins, singles wins. Do they go on match wins each day, Clay? I'd actually have guilty of not reading the conditions of play thoroughly.
Yeah, it goes on it's a point score to start off with. I think the it goes on. Well, it's funny. Years ago, New South Wales went through undefeated, never lost a game, and we ran second to Victoria because the match points weren't high enough. So I know the match points are higher now to stop that, but Victoria finished up winning more games over the 4 or 5 days, and finished up winning it even though New South Wales went through undefeated. So the one year we probably should have won it, New South Wales. VICs have been winning this. I think they've won it about 14, 15 times now in a row. So it's been for might be 10, I'm not sure, but it's a fair few. The first very one was at Frankston, I think, about 12, 13 years ago. So they did play a series just between VICs and New South Wales for a while, and then it gradually built up with the other states. Tasmania come in a few years ago, so they're still rebuilding and learning, but they're going rather well. They've beat other states several times, so they're learning their craft. But the VICs were always the one to beat. They've won this more than anyone.
Decent line here. Just outside that blue line, I think is about the right distance.
Yeah, it'll hold nicely. Very good bowl.
As Michael Rose draws the shot.
I think that might have been Mitch, actually, was it? I think Michael's down the other end.
It is. It was Stephen Mitchell. Mitch. The yellow Optima, Steve Mitchell, known as Mitch, apparently. That's on his name badge.
He's a good bowl, too.
It's a yellow Optima. That one gets shot, or just about. He's going to change hands.
Yeah, you'll probably find this duck away pretty quick if he doesn't get his line right.
Well,
and short. See what happens.
Is the Bobby Dunn theory going to come into
Unless he's playing a little bit of weight to it, which will probably be better off. Yeah, he's played a bit of weight to it, which is a good idea. At least to reach.
That's a good place to miss. That is a really good place to miss. That's one of the secrets of building ahead too, isn't it? Playing so that if you do miss, you finish in a useful spot.
Yeah, something that can count later on.
10 foot short rarely poses a threat unless it's a blocker.
Normally you get in trouble if your skipper for getting in their way, if you drop one short. But if you've got a good skipper and you get behind, they can get you out of trouble every end, but you drop them short in their eye. They're not real happy.
Well, a few of the well-known skippers now say, I don't care where you finish, just don't be short.
Exactly.
And while the jack will rebound up a green, occasionally, I think it's about 300 or 400 to 1 that they'll bounce up as to go through if they're hit.
Have you heard the Rex Johnson story with the pennant playoff? Yep. When Rexy, his team, they're all short and they needed I think it was a 7 to win the game or whatever. And he walked up there and he said the jacks have been rebounding off the bank. He drove hard at the jack, hit it up into the ditch. It bounced, rebounded back up the green. And they got a 7 and won the game.
I actually asked Rex about that. I said, was it true? And he said, yep.
I asked him the same question. And he said, did it true?
And he said the place we were playing at was notorious for having jacks rebound out of the bank, off the bank and up the green. He said there's all the bowls short. He said, I thought, well, the only chance I've got is to hit it. If I hit it sideways, it's going to kill anyway. So he said, lucky for me, I got it perfect and it didn't hit anything on the way back up and rebounded up the green for us to win.
Look at this shot. Well done.
Well, PJ,
great bowl.
He's ripped it out. That was his own bowl he's ripped out, though.
Oh, was it really? Okay.
Yeah. The blue ones are the South Australian.
I was so tangled up in the Rex Johnson story there, I was not concentrating.
So the blue and white and the yellow are the Victorian bowls. So they're holding one. I think they might have been one down anyway. Not much in it. That's a fair effort as well.
What a shame. Just a fraction, another foot.
But as we said, that tail of Rexy deliberately bouncing the jack back up the green.
Unbelievable. I had to go and ask him. I didn't believe it. He said, no, it's a true story.
That's the stuff legends are made of because it bounced back up the green.
Yeah.
He's probably hit 1,000 jacks with a drive and sunk it into the ditch to
win a
get
game.
2s and 3s to win, but that's not the one the legend's made of.
No.
So the short bowl is very rarely useful.
That's the one will get talked about too, not the ones that go on the ditch and stay in there for 2s and 3s. It's the one that rebounds up the green and you get 7 when you deliberately do it. That'll get talked about.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's played about, 586 games, I think, for Australia, I think he was telling me. A lot of, he's a legend.
Oh.
Hey, this is good. Oh, he's not going to catch that bowl. He's going to get it the other way.
Well, that might have actually got him shot. South Australia now, I think, will be holding. PJ's bowl, Jack High, the red and black, what are they called, slice or splice, the Henselite bowls?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's a Dreamline XG, black and red, or grey and red. The running surface is a different colour from the rings.
They are very good for the lining up the DHB bowling arms too, because you can that colour. You can line the C cup beautifully up in the middle. This is looking pretty good.
Well,
if he gets the inside of this blue, he's up. Oh, he's got the wrong side of it.
Well, it's his own bowl pushing up.
Good effort.
Not far out of shot. Well, you're talking about Rexy having about 500 appearances for Australia. Do you know who the most capped sports person for Australia in any sport is?
Wouldn't be one of the Chapel boys, would it?
No.
No.
It's a lawn bowler.
A bowler.
It's a lawn bowler.
Bowler.
Karen Murphy.
Karen Murphy, yeah.
Karen has played the most number of caps for Australia.
How many? Any idea?
It's around about the 590, 600 mark, I think.
I think he's told me 586 or something like that, yeah, so he's up there, but yeah.
She's got a few more than Rex.
Wow. Absolute legend, Karen Murphy, too. Wow.
Trails it.
Is it one up to one up, is it?
I think it's one up to one up. It's a better...
A better one up.
Is it a better one up? I'm not sure.
I think it is, yeah.
There is a shot there, though. The VICs can play, well, any weight they want.
Backhand trailer jack or sit the bowl for 3 or 4.
You've just got to use enough weight to let it to swing around the front.
If he gets the middle of that blue, it'll get the back blue as well and stay for 4.
We're on camera, number 1. Can't play big weight, though, because you can see the 2 South Australian bowls.
No, he only wants 2 foot of weight. It'll, like I say, bowls and jacks, you've only got to touch them on this stuff and they move a long way. And that's why you have to use the heavy metal jacks rather than the small jacks on grass greens.
Because they will fly.
Oh, they do. They move. The light jacks move a massive distance on this. You only just got to lean on them. But yeah, even with the metal jacks, if he touches this bowl, only needs 2 foot of weight. It'll take the back one out easily.
Well, he's reaching. He's got a fairly tight line. Just needs to get around that front one.
He's just not on a bad. Just got a wreck on it. He's good weight too.
1 to South Australia. So they'll take the first 2 ends.
So as you see on the screen, top right hand corner, format, 15 ends. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Championship pairs.
We didn't name it in honour of Richie Benno, but we could have.
Yeah. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Should get 12th man in to commentate for us.
All right, so he's brought the mat up here, only about 3 metres, and rolled it reasonably short. Pretty smooth delivery there.
I think he's just got a little bit wide.
I don't know if you've noticed, Andrew, but the tight hand's starting to bend a bit more now. I think that breeze is coming in from the other direction, or not blowing much at all, actually.
I don't think the breeze is blowing much, but that one's still... It turned, but still think you need to be just on that blue line. This one also, I don't think it'll come back enough. He's got outside that blue chalk line.
Pretty identical bowl, nearly exactly the same.
Really, your line would be almost delivery line straight along at those 2 bowls. And that one, he's tightened it up nicely. You can see he's not got out to the blue line, so I think this will come back pretty well. All down to his weight.
Left his weight behind fractionally. Yeah, not too bad. And 2 feet. Yeah, so East Maitland Bowling Club actually sponsor the zone singles, and they have it on the screen with what they call the Newcastle Great area now, which is the old zone 2. So you see some very good bowls played on this carpet.
So the Greater Newcastle region is what
yes,
Ray's referring to.
Yes, region.
There's only one or two bowlers, you know, that the big ring goes on the outside in that region.
That's probably a little ring on the inside. Same thing.
Oh, that confuses the issue.
All right, here we go with the hybrid. Just a one-swing delivery. It's a good bowl there from Trevor.
I did enjoy commentating on a few Newcastle bowlers at times. Champ at Champs a couple of years ago, I saw a lot of Lee Schreiner bowling because he got to the, he won both the singles and pairs.
Here he goes, okay, Lee Schreiner. He's not a bad bowler.
Never beaten me.
Probably hasn't played you.
No, that's why.
Here he's.
I did have a few little secret messages for Bowsy that I left in the commentary of one of their pairs game, and he did pick up on it. Did call me some interesting names in friendly fire.
Nothing good with it.
Just a little in joke that I knew only a couple of people would get.
Nothing wrong with a good sledge when you're with mates. If someone's sledging you, they know they like you. You're looking at a hard forehand down there. It looks nice from behind the camera here. No, he stayed in the back here. Look at a nice forehand swinger down there. He's played this well.
Bowl.
Bang, bang. Oh,
Still one down, maybe.
pretty good shot.
I do like that shot, though. I think I play one that's a bit funny. I actually, for the Victorians there, they've got the blue and white and the two yellows. I wouldn't mind just playing a foot over the draw, deliberately tight, trying to get the inside edge of that dark blue bowl, just straighten the bowl down the line onto the jack, down back to my own bowls.
Yeah, as long as you don't go too far and get to the back to that black blue one.
Well, you go from one down to one down.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, if you're ever so slightly tight and get that blue one right in the middle, you push it through and stay. I've actually deliberately played that sort of shot a couple of times, and when it works, I've got a big smile on my face.
Right.
You beauty.
When they work.
Yeah, they work occasionally. Get a bit lucky sometimes when you're playing about the right weight and the right grass and you play percentage shots. Sometimes you get the lucky one to go with you.
Yeah, the better the weight you play, the luckier you get.
Oh, PJ, don't know what's brought it in, but it's certainly tightened that head up. It's changed the shot on that hand too. My shot's gone. I think you now got a draw.
Pretty good heads in this pairs game so far. There's 6 bowls within a couple of feet there.
Better heads in the bowls than in the commentary team. Well, he's just out in the blue line, so it should come back close to the centre line, but I think he's just got a little speed on it.
Wick off
Get
that.
the flick.
Wick off that.
Well, it's finished in a really good home. Don't mind that call from Trevor to VJ. Forehand draw back to the yellow. Got your own 2 bowls. If you're a little bit tight, you can roll them just a touch.
He's a bit under.
He's a very big
Oh,
bit
he only
tight.
got the rub back there.
Come through to a reasonable home, but that's a scare to skip a bowl. Good miss. I think it's one of the ones that gets said occasionally. How's he speed this time? His line's pretty good again.
He's got a good bowl here, eh?
Just sneak round that.
He'll get around that. Look at this.
Touch, and he's got it brilliant.
Great shot.
That deserves another look.
Oh, we'll get the replay on that one, Andrew.
Oh, hang on. No, we won't, because I haven't got media 1 selected. Let's try again. We'll get there eventually.
You're doing a good job, mate.
You just got to press the right buttons and hold your tongue.
See, they are coming home there nice now without that wind blowing. It's just a bit of the jack, and here we go. Yep, back to their back bowl.
Just sliced it across beautifully. They could be as many as 4 shots there now, maybe even 5.
I can see a shot here that you probably might, a lot mightn't see. Is you could whack that front plant there and hit the inside of the blue and come across and it'd take everything out, jack and all.
Well, there's a path through on the forehand. And if you hit the bowls, you've got a big chance. He's going to play backhand, which is fair enough because that's got the biggest gap. Got to be tight.
Yeah.
I see what you call Clay. Forehand runner,
yeah,
plenty of weight.
Quick onto the plant, and it'd clean the inside blue, and it'd come across and scatter the jack. And
PJ's want to plant the blue, the dark blue, onto the white and blue.
Yep.
And it would kick across onto the jack.
Yes, kick out where the grey bowl is.
And if you happen to be lucky enough to just split the gap between the front and those bowls, you would clear a couple out anyway.
And then get the edge of the shot bowl too.
Oh, he's piloted that through. I don't know if it's in the count. Well, I think PJ's calling our shot here.
Yeah, I like it quick, but you need to get that dark blue bowl shooting across hard at the jack.
We reiterate, they can't hear us.
What a shame. Yeah, people who aren't locals will realise it's unbelievable how much it stays out there.
Love.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh dear. Good result. Sorry, boys.
Well, good result. Okay. Not a great bowl, but
here's the shot I called now. That the VICs can hit that dark blue bowl and lock onto that bowl now. Hit that plant. The dark blue bowl comes off the edge of the light blue one and then gets the shot bowl.
Problem is the dark blue one's also South Australia's. So they don't really want to punch it into the head.
No, I mean hard. And then it'll come across and hit the jack and come out behind where the guy's heels are on the right.
Yeah, South Australia at the back there. Pretty hard to get to it. There's a problem. Well, they're looking at the angles. What will happen if we hit the shot bowl?
Yeah, they're looking at playing the backhand and jarring it onto the bowl. See where it goes from there.
Whether it locks in or goes through to the... South Australia's got the bowls spread out enough that they've got pretty much everything covered.
Yeah.
Gets just a little bit of contact. He can still make 2 or 3. Especially if he gets it, turns enough to just get it on the inside.
He's got the right line. He's picked it. Not many do pick this, but he's picked it.
Very close. Inside rub. Oh, he's got it clean.
That's a bomb.
Absolute cracker.
Absolute bomb. Yeah, not many visitors picked that line with that weight there, and he's picked it perfect.
Oh, he mightn't have got it out enough to get a big count. He's got 2.
That's brilliant.
But that's 2 they didn't have, and they're back to square after 3 ends.
Great shot from Mitch.
You want to see that one again?
Oh, I'd love to. You got to get that. You got to get this weight and line perfect on this hand coming back to clubhouse. There, you think it's narrow, but then it holds. See, it'll just hold and hold and hold. Just got the edge of it perfectly, eh? Brilliant.
Very well played. Taught him everything you know, didn't you, Clay?
No, I don't think so, mate. I'm learning a lot today, actually. It's good.
A little different watching on the screen here and commentating, isn't it?
It is. I'm enjoying this more than playing, actually. Believe it or not.
also watching me press all the buttons and going, what's he doing there? What's he doing there?
Hey, you're doing a great job. I don't want to know what you're doing. You'll see there, Mick's only using a one-swing delivery. And we discussed this morning for the singles game. On a fast green, I have no problems at all with someone just swinging it once or twice, but once them greens get slow, you've got to work it up to a three-swing delivery.
So you better explain to us, nummies.
Well, on a fast green, you only need a little swing and a little push, and you reach there easily. But you get a new green coming in on a 40-metre green running 10 seconds. There's no way in the world you can do a little short swing like that and get down the other end. You've got to start off with a short swing, and you swing it to medium, and you swing it to full length, nearly up to the horizontal, and then you can reach, like in Tasmania last year, the greens were running like 8 seconds in pouring down rain, long grass, and we were nearly having our bowling arms up the parallel to reach the other end. So you need a three-swing delivery to work up to the long swing. But with a green running like this, 15 seconds, you only need a little swing, a little push. But I try to keep a three-swing delivery for all my deliveries, short, medium and long.
That means you're going to go up, back, back.
Yep.
So you sort of have a couple of warms up. You
kick it up to start with, and then you go 1, 2, 3 and release.
You're not quite Ian Taylor with the swirl going, but you're backwards and forwards with the arm a couple of times.
My goodness, how could he ever play like that? Yeah. And such a brilliant bowler too. For those who don't know Ian Taylor, just get on YouTube and type in Steve Glasson versus Ian Taylor. It'll come up as Australian Indoor Championships, and have a look at Ian Taylor play. He's got the most unique swing I've ever seen in 34 years of playing. It's incredible.
They did try to get him to go to a more conventional swing, and it just threw his rhythm out.
Well, I heard a rumour he used to pick up his dad's old size 7 bowls and try and play with them. And as they come down, he'd fumble them around, the ball would fall out of his hand, and by the time he let it go, he'd push it with his fingers and it'd come out all right. But whether it's true or not, I don't know. But that's what used to happen. But, get on YouTube and look up Steve Glasson versus Ian Taylor on the Australian Indoor.
Once you've watched this whole game, though, of course.
Yeah. Stay with us, for goodness sake.
So Mitch now.
See, Mitch is using a little three-swing delivery, but he's staying down to a small, short delivery, which keeps him at the short ends.
So it's sort of like getting the pendulum of the clock going once, twice,
It's
and then 3 times to release. It's
exactly a pendulum, just like the music clock on a piano or a grandfather clock. You swing it straight back and straight forward, but yeah.
You mean the metronome on the piano?
That's what it's called.
Our grandfather clock pendulum's the one I always picture.
Some guys play with a bowling arm and they just push it, which like they do in normal bowls. They use biomechanics and body movement to come through. Your Corey Wedlocks and your Aaron Sheriffs and Aaron Wilsons all sort of run off the mat using their body. They don't sort of swing a pendulum swing. Where with a bowling arm, some guys just push it with their arm as well. But I'm dead set a fan of the pendulum swing for more consistent results.
I did hear someone say about Corey that he doesn't really deliver the bowl, he just sort of ogres it down.
Yeah, it's just all with the body. Everything moves together. I think they call it biomechanics.
But Corey's on his game. I've never seen someone with better weight control.
Yeah, can play.
Particularly a few years ago up at Edelong in state champs when they Warilla won virtually everything. Corey in the triples particularly was unbelievable. He was just sitting bowls through, playing that 2 feet weight and just deadly. Absolutely devastated the opposition.
I know he's a deadly second in our New South Wales side. Absolutely deadly. It's a pleasure having someone like him playing too.
I think his best value is in the front end too.
Yeah, well, you can guarantee him getting bowls on the head for you, that's for sure.
Exactly. So a couple of shots here to the blue and white bowls. That's Michael Rose, Mix. The Aero Optimus they are. PJ's 2 bowls on the centre line. Good yard or so behind. Maybe 2. So the Vic's first use of the mat. This is Michael to try and add to the count.
I'd be just trying to draw around your outside bowl and get to them. Just beat them dark coloured bowls at the back.
Well,
you don't want to disturb the way that head is there right now. They're good bowls the way they are. You don't want to change them.
Get around, it's good. That's perfect.
Oh, I love it.
Touch her in behind.
Very.
Yellow bowl out to the left of screen is Victoria's as well. That's the one you're trying to beat. And you're trying to beat it well, but you come inside that and past it, you're in a good home.
He's going to get a bit of bowl on this too and get it forward as well. It's going to finish up good.
Well, that's his own. He's locked it in for shot.
Wow.
Well, second anyway. Holding shot, you just try and do it again.
Yeah, I think the Bigs have still got one there, that light blue and white bowl.
He's pretty well pointed again.
He's looking real good.
Just needs to get past his own, and he's done it. Oh, that is sensational. Might not have counted, but fantastic bowls. Oh, I don't agree. It's your own bowl on the backhand. You've just played that hand. Why not?
Turn it over, mate. Turn it once and it's your shot.
Why not play a yard of weight to your own bowl?
If he plays the forehand, there's every chance he's going to push the front light blue and white one in for Victoria and give them.
Well, you hit that one dead square in the middle. It's going to push it maybe even onto your own bowl, onto the jack. You could be 3 down in a heartbeat.
It's dead set.
And that's what PJ's saying. Well, why don't I just play the same again? Turn that one over.
Dead set, one roll over. That's all he needs.
Yeah, well, sanity prevails.
Best shot is to lock onto the light blue bowl right behind it and not touch jack. If he rolls it on the jack, he's still going to be one down because the jack will roll across to the... He doesn't want to play too much weight because if he gets the dark blue bowl onto jack, it can move a fair way on this green. It can move out there and go 4 down.
Well, really, you're just trying to draw 2 feet?
Yeah, roll it once over, that's all.
2 feet at the most. Just overdraw. Really, you're just making sure you're up with the draw shot.
Dizzy's playing good weight control here. He's going to dark here. He is. He's going to get it, push that one up on the jack. Hopefully, look at this.
Well, no real damage, but the Vics now, they can play that other hand.
Yeah, the dark blue bowl will go out clean now, won't it? The way it's locked in, the way the plant's lined up.
If you're holding, do you say, well, you know what, we don't need to change this head?
You can be aggressive here, I think, Andrew, even if you are holding. You know, you've only got to hit that bowl at the front fat. The South Australian bowl will take 2 or 3 rolls out and you'll be holding 4 or 5.
Well, the yellow one at the back's yours. You'd no more weight than to that one.
Yep.
You lock that one right on the middle. It'll probably lob and stay there, and your own runs through a little.
Just because you're holding shot doesn't mean you can't be aggressive. You can be aggressive when you're holding to make numbers. There's a big chance here of making 5 if he gets this right.
Look, even if you do pump your own bowl onto the blue and it rolls onto the jack, jack goes out to left of screen.
There's not a lot of danger here. Not a lot of danger.
Just can't be wide. Got it.
He's played it. That's it. 3 shots.
3 shots. Very well
Be aggressive when you're holding. So it's the way. He played it brilliant. And tucked it away.
There's still a shot there for South Australia. Yeah, there's that. Or
I think I'd be going nearly a ditch weight swinger for them light blue bowls.
get a split.
Yeah, ditch weight swinger. Get them in the middle.
What's the danger? The danger is you pick your own out of the middle, the blue.
Yeah.
Get just enough of it to punch it out sideways and flick yourself across. You probably add 1, maybe 2. Be dead unlucky to get your own clean.
Yeah, it would be. Anyway, I think he'll have to reach the ditch and swing with this one. He's got another boulder. Yeah, he's playing it. He's played this perfect. Not enough weight.
Well, it's his own bowl.
Just not enough weight, really, but he's got a good result.
That is actually sensational. Because you're now looking at the point where you've got the bowl in the middle that's locked in.
Exactly right. It can't go anywhere, can it?
I think I'd actually be tempted to go absolutely flat stat, straight up, forehand, bang, hit the grey one. All three blue and white bowls would go if you hit that with speed.
And probably not disturb the jack, and you've got the two dark grey bowls sitting behind, waiting as well.
The VIC, though, the call there was cover.
What's Mitch going to do going round here? He'll probably match them black ones at the back, will he? No, he's gone too hard. Won't be too bad.
Best back, not bad.
No, that's good. Yeah, it's all right there.
Pick your weight, hit the grey one.
So he's making him play a more precise weight. That's not a bad shot of yours, Andrew. Forehand hard. Yeah, good call. That's what he's saying. Get into it.
Pick your hand even. Doesn't matter which hand you play as long as you hit the grey one.
I don't know how fast he can drive with this hybrid, but he only seems to be playing little swingers. He's not going real hard.
I sort of like the forehand because it's a cleaner run in.
Yep, and quick. Yep. He's playing that shot. He's close.
Very close.
He's close. Oh, he was a bowl narrow. Oh, bowl narrow. He plays a bomb. All three would have went. See, Mick Rose goes, ooh, that was close.
Was it 2 or 3? That's the question.
They're not telling us. Might have only been 1.
I think there's more than 1 finger up. He's going to do us a favour. We did ask him if they could change the board every end.
That's a good idea.
It was 2.
Yep.
4-3 after 4.
4-2 they got up there on the board.
4-2 after 4, yes. That's what I've got. Oddly enough. Just can't read what I've put on. Michael Rose, Mick. Just thought he was on a great line that just sort of held its line at that last bit coming down there. You realise that that hand is not going to turn back at near right angles like the other side of the green. PJ's definitely just a bit wide and quick.
It's a lot kinder tight end this afternoon than it was this morning. It was extremely tight. The wind was coming from the other direction.
Quite tricky yesterday. It was swirling around the clubhouse and practically going straight for the last metre or so coming this way.
Yeah, the boys haven't exactly nailed it this end. What's going on here?
Well, they just stretched the length out a bit as well.
Most ends have had some terrific heads. See, South Australia's up 8-5 next door in the other game.
Good correction from PJ this time. Needed a fraction more weight. Just slightly over-corrected his weight. Got the shot.
Plenty of room for the skippers. See there that Mick's in his bowling arm, he hasn't got a thumb release on the old duckbill bowling arm. He's got a palm release. You can have a palm release and you can have a thumb release. You can get either. So,
well, the thumb release really good, except if you've got arthritis in the thumb, apparently.
Yep.
So that's where the palm release comes in. You sort of just relax your hand a bit.
He's a good bowl. He's played some pretty good bowls, Mitch, hasn't he?
That one's pretty good.
So, a couple of foot over, Jack or bowl, be positive.
I'll play what? I'm going to stir the hornet's nest as well. A few years ago,
Who are you, Andrew?
The requirement for a medical certificate to use a bowling arm was removed.
Yep.
Positive move or not?
Yes, positive move.
Just removed that little bit of impediment to stop people from doing it.
I believe that that the paperwork that Bowls Australia had to do for people with bowling arms was ridiculous.
Well, it was actually falling on the states to have to process it.
Well, whatever it was, the red tape and paperwork is ridiculous. So.
And the other thing was there was no actual quantitative methodology for a medical practitioner to sign any paperwork to say that someone required to use a bowling arm.
Yeah, I've got a sore thumbnail. Can I have an arm? Yeah, no worries, mate. Here's a certificate.
I need a medical certificate to use a bowling arm so I can play bowls. No doctor in the world was going to say no.
Exactly right.
So why make someone jump through a hoop that was not really a hoop at all?
The only negative thing that I can see is going back when I first started, we knew that there was like 5,000 in New South Wales and 7,000 in Victoria playing because of the certificates were keeping a track of numbers.
Yeah.
Now we have got no idea how many people in Australia are using bowling arms. I'm assuming to be, I don't know, could be 30, 40, 50,000, who knows?
Well, the other thing was people were getting the arm and using them without getting a certificate and being liable to be disqualified for not following an administrative red tape procedure. So I know I was very much in the discussions when that came up. And one of the things that the admin staff was, why are we processing all these? Really, all we're doing is stopping people playing bowls than including them.
Exactly. I played in a tournament recently down at Terralba, and there was guys that play normally without a bowling arm playing in the tournament with a bowling arm just so they could play in the tournament. Having a problem with it.
No.
If they want to use one, use one. But some of the guys play 1 and 2 grade in Newcastle and now using arms so they can go in arm tournaments. We haven't got a problem. If you want to play, come and join us.
It's getting more people involved.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I played with a guy who was using his arm for the first time. And what he's looking at, he's got a sore back now, but he's looking at down the track going to an arm in years to come. So why not use it now and get used to it?
And look, if it was an unfair advantage, you would find that Aaron Sheriff, Darren Wilson, Aaron Tees.
How many blokes with bowling arms play for New South Wales open side or ladies? Or I don't think there's even any. I have seen some over 60 ladies playing with arms in state sides.
Yeah, a couple of them.
I know that Crispy and Barry Ansett played for the over 60 Victorian side with arms. There's probably been 3 or 4 play for the Vics with arms.
But if you go to the Australian Sides Championship, men's and women's, that's the open inverted commas.
You never see one.
There are no arms being used, so
only the ones with 2.
All delivered by hand. So there definitely is no unfair advantage. I did say that if you're using an arm, you've probably got an advantage of the fact that you can actually deliver a bowl and not fire it from the hip. That's probably the only advantage, that you're still playing.
Yeah, well, how many greenkeepers and clubs want holes in their greens, you know?
None.
A lot of clubs now have a dumping policy, And if you've seen dumping a bowl, you must use an arm. You've got no choice.
Yep.
You either get an arm or you don't play. Or get you. First of all, you can go to a coach and try and be corrected. If that doesn't work, well, you've got to get an arm or...
Well, they monitor who plays. If you've seen dumping on the green, I don't really like the term dumping. If you're delivering from not close enough down and bouncing a bowl, then go and see the coach. If the coach can't help you, then get an arm or face the fact that you're not going to play and damage the bowl, the green.
You talk to the guys who put these greens down, and they say anything higher than the knee is dumping. But even shin height's getting a bit too high. But they say anything higher than the knee or anything below the knee is fine. But I still think that's a bit,
generous.
A bit generous, yeah.
Do you remember years ago I played in a tournament, and one of the fellas who played on the rink before us had no flexibility in his knees or hips at all. He just stood and fired. So they were coming from a metre and a bit off the ground.
Oh, dear.
And I do remember my bowls coming in and taking a big snake-like path because they put the mat down in pretty much the same spot. So there was a patch of about a metre or so that had all these dents in it.
2 bob pieces about half an inch deep. Yeah, you'll see them on the grass.
I also remember playing on the bent green at Siddo's when we still had it, slightly damp day, and the comets taken out of the surface.
Yeah.
So nice round spot and pushed forward.
Yeah. Yeah, that's happening. It's not good.
Oh, pretty well down here from
ball.
South Australia.
Great shot.
Got it. And he's looked down.
He looks at. He's giving the camera a wave. He loves it.
I did tell him to do that.
Did you?
I said, if you want to look down the camera, give us a smile and a wave, go ahead. Say hello to everybody. Express your joy. Enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, great.
I love it.
Great idea.
Fantastic. We're not robots.
Give us a couple of Leighton Hewitts.
Come on.
Come on. Here she goes again, the old drift out in the backhand. As soon as you play a bit of weight on it, it won't come back. Maybe a handy bowl there, but
I know you don't. You say don't change your hand, but this time I think he's got
sometimes you have to, even if you're not going to get the shot. It can be worse to touch it.
Well, plays the forehand, hits his own bowl, he's rolling it onto the jack. It's good. Comes the other way and gets a touch, or he could go 2 down.
But you know the rule. Dunn's law, mate. We talked about it this morning. Change hands, you drop short.
And done that.
And look what happened.
Got scared.
Old Dunn's law. You can't beat it.
All right, we're a third of the way in. Clay's just...
I'm going to pitch some out of the lolly jar, mate.
Magic yogurt bucket.
Thanks to whoever donated them.
That would be me. That would actually be my family gave me them for Father's Day. Because I knew I'd fill the bucket up.
I thank them. Pretty tight game here. 4-3 to the VIC over South Australia.
Pretty good. So, plenty of changes in the game in the time I've been involved. I've been playing now for just over 40 years.
Got me covered.
Not competitively, really, for most of that time, off and on. But I do remember starting. You played bowls, you wore white clothes.
I did when I started, yep.
Brown shoes were the norm where I came from.
Yep.
So I'm glad to see that go. Black bowls was the norm. It was the odd person who had the slightly browny coloured ones. They were unusual. Nobody ate lollies at bowls. Nobody.
Gee, you won't see a stateside now without somebody walking around with a Tupperware container full of lollies. Every state does it when they.
And a frozen chook was the norm if you won.
Like the old Friday afternoon 9-hole chook run in golf.
But we move forward to coloured clothes and coloured bowls. And we've now got the technology to bring you these games via live stream.
The game certainly changed a lot since I started. Here's a good bowl. Just going to sneak inside the shot bowl there. It's a great shot.
Well, I saw on the telly, one of the subscription services, an old cricket game from late 70s, early 80s. And I was looking at it and thinking, wow, that the graphics and the technology here, we far exceed the broadcast quality in the graphics now with a live stream than the TV station had back then.
You look at the colours here. Some of the statesides have got really colourful clothing. Some good designs out there.
And while some uniforms designs are not quite to my taste, I like the simple designs. Oh, a pretty good bowl there. Still one down. You've got 3 seconds. Both hands somewhat blocked. Do like this call from the VICs.
Yep.
Draw in, beat that one on the side. Even if you reach and just come off the inside of that and roll in, or you miss and come back behind, give yourself a bit of protection.
It's only early. It's, at this stage, it's just getting bowls in the head. You haven't got to get the shot. Just build your heads up. One rule I got told years ago when I played at Maitland City back in my early days, there's a couple of really good bowlers up there, Terry Harmer, Stevie Cox, Wayne Lambourne, always said to me, always draw your first 2 bowls in pairs, both ears. No weight. The lead draws 2 and the skip draws 2, then you play your weight after that. I'll never forget that, and probably a lot of these days you'll see skips driving on their first bowl in pairs. That was their golden rule in them days.
Well, it is okay to drive with your first bowl if you're a skipper, as long as you hit. That's the thing. Sometimes you've got to back yourself, depending on the situation. But you also have to know that you're good enough to do it, and you have to know that you're good enough to fix it if you get it wrong.
You'll find when you drop big numbers in pairs that you run on, that the skips normally run on their first or second bowl they've delivered.
Well, you'll see them run and take their own bowl out, so they've got nothing in their head to start with. Against the better players, they'll take advantage, because if you've only got one bowl in the head and they've got last bowl, you're almost banking that it's going to get punched out, and you're going to say, that's lots. South Australia here, they can just run up past their own bowl, try and sit the shot.
Good thinking, Mitch. You thought about it.
PJ, he's got his own bowl on the path in. If he just sneaks past it, gives that one a little bit of a nudge.
That's a good shot, yeah.
Oh, he's a bit unlucky.
Unlucky.
And really unlucky that he's poked it in behind the jack. It's just made the Vic's position a bit stronger. I think I'd be playing the open hand, draw one in. And even there, you can afford to be confident with your draw, a little attacking. You get a toucher and push that jack across to the left of the centre line. Gets covered up. And you strengthen your position. It's your own bowl on the drag.
These fellas have got the line and weight of the screen, haven't they? They've got a real good idea of it. Here comes commentator's curse.
Oh, he's got the line all right, just not the weight.
Have you noticed something from the roll-up, Andrew? Somebody was wearing OOFIS in the roll-up, Mitch, and he's put his shoes and socks on.
Oh, maybe you thought...
We were going to mention that during the game. I wear OOFIS all the time, and I love them. But Mitch had them on in the roll-up, and we thought, hello, I can mention OOFIS, but...
Well, I hadn't even noticed his footwear.
He's changed them over after the roll-up. He's gone to shoes and socks. Rolled up in his OOFIS.
Oh, look, I've Little story about, I did have someone once say to me, who was the person who approved these bloody thongs? And that was the exact words. And I went, well, it was... But before I could say anything more, he said, I really want to thank him. Oh, okay. He said, because I couldn't play without them.
Well, I'm a fan of them. I love them. They don't look good. I admit that. They don't look good. But, geez, they're comfortable to play in.
Oh, look, if you're the traditional person who's been playing bowls for 40 years like I have, you don't look like a sportsman wearing them.
When it takes you half an hour to bend over and put your shoes and socks on for morning, and it's easy to slip your oofers on in 10 seconds, I know what I'd rather do.
I actually own a pair of the OOFOS, and they are one of the most comfortable footwear I've ever worn. They're very soft and...
They're up there with the price button now, $160 a set now, aren't they? They've gone through the roof.
Don't know if they're that dear,
Yeah, they're going up through the roof, they have.
They were fairly
might be
significantly...
Might be 120. It's definitely over 100, but 120 they might be. I'll have to Google it and have a look.
Originally designed as recovery footwear for athletes, so those who wear their spikes on the track, high jumpers, just to change in between their races.
Yeah, some places are 110.
Pretty sure they're not designed for swimmers. They're very slippery when they're wet.
Yeah, they range from $80 up to 110.
Yeah, 80 I would have expected. 2 shots now to South Australia. I don't wear mine playing bowls. I've got office workers' legs and feet. Not as bad as coal miner legs. But no, I'm not risking getting burnt. So I've always got the long trousers and the shoes on.
On the opposite, I'm brown air, so it doesn't bother me.
Played the fellow who had recently retired as a coal miner, who wore shorts to bowls, and we always said to Roy, do you provide sunglasses to your teammates wearing those legs out like that? They were the whitest legs I'd ever seen. I think now he's been retired a while. They're a bit more tan.
See that shot, Andrew, he was wide.
He's punched another one in.
Punched it across at 90 degrees and give him another one. Unlucky.
Well, Jerome Bowles coming in.
I think he'd have been looking for the inside or outside of that dark blue one of theirs on the wing, wouldn't he?
Yeah, there's not a lot going here for Vic now.
If he gets that fat on the inside, he'd get a good result.
South Australia, I think I'd be just over the draw again. Onto Iron Bowls to roll in, close the gap up. Got to reach. Got to hold on long enough. He's not going to. No damage.
Yeah, you've got to use the inside of that bowl. Off that. That's the call.
Yeah. Again, you're not going real quick.
You can't afford to go.
Well, no, you go too quick. You get that bowl on the outside and punch it onto the shot bowl. You might bring another one or two in.
Is he wide? Yeah.
Well, doesn't want to get the edge and push another one in. No, it's too wide for that even.
Yep.
Could be 3 here.
Wow, that's a big change.
Was that a 3 they just signalled?
First multiple. I think it was 3. Was it? Yeah.
We've scored 7 shots in 5 ends so far. South Australia picks up a 3 to go to 6. I think it is anyway. I'm going to put it down. Stand to be corrected when they fix the scoreboard.
He's going over now.
Yep.
6-4.
I've got to say, these blokes have been excellent in updating the scoreboard and standing off to the side.
Working to all your instructions, Andrew. They've done well.
Well, I have a standard little speech I try to give to people on the live stream, which is no kicking, no biting, no fighting, no scratching, no head-high tackles.
That's not fun.
And then I say, if you want to swear, that's fine because there's no microphones on our cameras.
Yeah, we're the ones that got to be careful.
Yeah, I get in trouble if I swear online.
See the VIC and South Australia 9-all next door, having a very tight game.
PJ, I think he's lifted his game over the last bit. He's just got progressively started to find his range a bit better.
Yep.
Just I said that. Great bowl from Mick. Well, you're the other one. You've got the other bloke who's known by his initials. Just up the road here. PJ and DJ. We get them together for a game.
Oh, DJ Dilworth, yeah. Our bowls coordinator at Maitland City.
He's promised me to come down and join me in commentary too, so
he might come down.
See if I can get the subtitles operating for when he comes.
He's hard to understand, isn't he? No, he does a good job up there at Maitland City.
Oh, a shout out to our Irish connection in the office too. We've got Kira on our comms team who does the wonderful graphics and a lot of our social media posts. And we've also got one on a short-term contract, 𝐋𝐈𝐕𝐄. We get them two talking.
Yeah.
Can be
fun.
A little challenging. The staff popped in for a celebratory drink for one of our members moving on the other day, and they got harder to understand.
As they drank.
I only had a quiet little lemonade or two, though.
Thank goodness DJ doesn't drink much.
Well, he doesn't drink at all.
Well, that's not much. A bit like me. Yeah, it's a fair effort.
Yeah, good bowls.
They're doing well, these fellas. They've a pretty good game. I've noticed over the last 10 years that the level of bowls with the bowling arm states has improved out of sight. I just noticed that a lot of people have got really good with these arms. A lot of them are playing one grade at their clubs.
Is it population density where there's more people doing it?
Yeah, it could be.
And also
a bit of both.
A bit of practice.
Yeah, I think a lot of good, really good bowlers go to the arms, and they've already got the knowledge on how to read ahead and how to play, and they've only got to get the swing right, and they're almost ready to go.
Trevor's on a great track again. He's got that one in the middle and stayed. Although I think that VIC is still saying they got the one. It's getting Mitch to stay on the forehand. Really wants to be wide.
Yeah, it's hard to take grass out there. It just bends so much. You've really got to throw it out. And the wider you throw it out, the more it comes home.
Don't want to hit that blue bowl on the line. That's the thing. Well, for the South Australians, PJ, you can see he's eyeing off that blue and white bowl. Play that tight hand. Just draw back to your own.
Sit him through and stay for 3.
And if you do happen to turn a little more than you expected, it's your own bowl on the centre line. You roll that onto the jack, and it rolls onto the jack and back to your own.
Yeah, he got everything covered, hasn't he? He's got a pretty positive shot he can play here.
And the good thing is it's not much more than a draw shot. You're just being confident up to it. Get 2 or 3 rolls out of it, that's all you need. The only thing is you don't want to be wide.
Like he's done. It's amazing, and people just don't. Just keep taking wide grass here. It's incredible. Oh. I want to give him another one.
I don't think it's changed their shot, though. Might have changed the VICs. They might be saying, well, you know what? Deliberately play to turn our bowl up. If you're a fraction on the wide side and you get the dark blue one straight through, no foul. You get ours on the outside's good. You get ours in the middle is good. Even if you hit your own on the inside run, you're going to run towards the jack.
That's probably the best result. Inside of their own bowl. But once again...
But you don't want to get that dark blue one on the outside. It's not going to do that. I don't mind the weight. That weight, good. But needs to hit the inside of their own bowl. So that one's only got back to the centre line. So even up to a foot inside that. Are you tempted to play forehand now for South Australia? Deliberately play narrow onto the... If you're holding, no.
Yeah, I don't. So they just keep tucking it out wide. I don't know. It's really hard to throw it down that centre line narrow, I can tell you. But, even the locals still throw it out too wide with weight sometimes. Whatever you think it is, tuck it in more.
Oh, I think if I was playing that, I'd actually move right over to the right-hand side of the mat, take a very tight line and just try and get to the light inside of the light blue and white bowl, no matter which team I was playing for. There's a result there for both. Not going to see this come in.
Yeah, he's in the road, old 𝐋𝐈𝐕𝐄. He's just lacked the 2 feet, that's all. Had the beautiful line.
That's trouble for both sides, that one.
It's funny, Victorians call themselves the armed VICs, and the South Australians' motto is armed and dangerous. They're both armed.
Interesting story.
Thanks. He just told him to move over. Good man.
The Blues, New South Wales Blues, once upon a time were known as the Hijackers.
Yes, I remember that.
I think it was Glass had his Hijackers jumper on when they boarded a flight to go interstate, and someone went, "Look, Hijackers." And Baby then was realised that it probably wasn't a good name to have when you were travelling.
Was that because of the reverse of Jack High, or what?
Yeah, it was just a cute play on that. Well, he was
Unlucky.
a bit animated on that one, a bit unlucky. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't.
Once again, but a pretty tight head. They're bowling well, these fellas.
It was a really good effort. Had he got his own bowl on the centre line there, that was brilliant.
He's talking to the camera.
Yep. I
Funny.
did say we can't hear him. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I think that's the answer there.
I read his lips and it wasn't real good.
Maybe Mum and Dad at home. I'll give another shout out to Cass and Marg. That was a hello from PJ. Might have been just hi, Mum. Vic's not much option here. Dead draw.
I'd say Rose, he's got shot there. I'd say with a light blue and white bowl.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Gee, that's a good weight.
Oh, just a bit tentative. A little bit wide. It's a very safe line. Are you tempted now for South Australia to play a reaching shot? Try and get the blue one on the centre line up? It's not that far short.
Yeah, he's just touched the jack too. He can make 2 or 3.
You don't really want that jack to bounce out anywhere though. If you've got plenty of weight and that kicks out to the left of screen as it is and you don't go with it, be 2 or 3 down. Yeah, he's not coming back quickly enough. He's going to punch the yellow bowl. No harm, no foul. 1 to the Vic, cold draw. I think he'd be trying, but not too hard here. It's one of the ones where you'd be happy to finish a foot wide. the biggest crimes as a skipper with last bowl holdings to give the shot away. Oh, still nice and tight. We're not quite halfway through and it's 5-6.
Close game. Yeah, 9-all next door. Two 6 next door to that, and 6 all across there. So, yeah, South Australians having some good games there.
Oh, I did talk to you about Bobby Bartlett. Another thing Bob said is you don't lose a game on the last end. So that's just when it's finalised. So there's plenty of times through the game where you lose it as well.
Exactly right. Now you can always go back to one silly shot you played or one bit of bad luck, can't you?
Sometimes it's the turnaround on the 4th or the 5th or the 10th end that makes all the difference.
It's a good start there.
Sometimes the best bowl you can play is you don't even get shot. We saw it in this morning's game a couple of times. He's 3 or 4 down and drew second shot.
Good line here. Good line and good weight. Oh, got a bit more than I thought on it there. Good position, but.
Oh, fantastic ball here. As they cross over, I'll just give a plug for the New South Wales bowlers. The mixed pairs qualifying entries are now open. Jump on the Bowls New South Wales website. That's bowlsnsw.com.au. Pointed events of state championships. You'll see the mixed pairs entry portals there. Just if you are watching from Victoria or South Australia, one of those bowlers, sorry, we don't want you to play. No, it's the New South Wales State Championship. Winner qualifies for the Nationals. There'll be qualifiers all around the state. 32 will go through to a state final series in Ballina in March next year, part of the State Championships finals. That schedule's now online as well. Look at the Bowls New South Wales website or our BowlsLink portal. All the draws, all the schedules are there. Particularly looking forward to being at Ballina, Lennox Head and Alstonville. Wonderful part of the world. Some fantastic people come from that area too, Clay.
Don't tell me you're from Ballina.
No, I'm not from Ballina. I'm from Bangalore, just up the road.
There you go.
And Aaron Tees, of course, played for Ballina, originally from Evans Head. Cameron Curtis, up that way as well. Mullumbimby Ocean Shores area.
I can remember young Aaron playing in the Cherry Street pairs and singles when he's about 14-year-old. I thought then this kid's going to be something special. Yeah, so he finished up playing for Australia and winning Australian Open singles and whatever else he's won. Yeah, massive amount of stuff. He's taking nice grass this time out there. That's what you got to do. So it's a pretty high class game, this one. They've got a lot of bowls in the head. Now you'll see that sun coming across now, Andrew. It's going to get pretty pretty ugly. As soon as that sun gets out onto the rink, you're dead set. It gets down under the end of the shades there, under the roof, and then you're dead set. If you're playing the forehand back to the club, you cannot see a thing. It's like when you put the headlights on in a rabbit's eyes, blinds him. You cannot see.
So a little roller shutter would be ideal.
It'd be good.
Or
even some sort of cloth or plastic that hangs down to cut the sun out. But
the old shade cloth that goes along the edge of the other green might be the answer. Or the automatic blinds like they had at one of the clubs. You press the button out, they came.
Yeah.
Little warning. Don't want anything that's going to shade the other green. That's the thing.
It's only for about half an hour, but for that half an hour, gee, it's bad. You cannot see. You got to bowl with your hand up above your eyebrows, so you can see. And what it'll also do, it'll also change the pace and line of the green. When that heat gets on it there, it'll slow the green down a bit.
Well, I can officially tell you now too, Clay, the finals draw for the over 40s pairs, state finals. Draws online now.
Beautiful.
Had that all prepared. Comms are just going to have the media, and that's gone up. So if you're one of the 32 that's qualified to go to Yamba, jump online. Bowls New South Wales website has the article, and the draws are now on BowlsLink. The sections I'm very impressed with the field.
Yeah, I've seen some good teams getting through on the Facebook sites there. A lot of their zones are putting up their two winners from their club where they played. I know they had them at East Cessnock and Talara here locally. There's some good teams got through. I've seen all the Central Coast results there too last night.
So that full list is available on the Bowls New South Wales website and on our BowlsLink page.
It's a good incentive there for the over 40s. It's sort of a group that sort of, you've got to wait for 40 till you get to 60 to play in the over 60 representative games for the state. So playing over 40s gives them people a bit of time to fill in till they get old like us. Well, like me anyway, not you, Andrew.
Oh, I still qualify for the over 40s, even though I didn't play in it.
But
qualifying was on my wife's birthday, so I wasn't playing.
No, not a good idea, mate. But yeah, it's a good hole to fill up there from 40 to 60. Gives people a chance to represent too. We do have some state games at over 40s.
And if you're a keen observer, you'll also see the live stream schedule in BowlsLink. The broadcast matches are broadcast scheduled. Very scientific method that was used to decide who's on the live stream.
Toss of a coin?
No, rink draw is all pre-done, as in team 1 to 32 in their sections. Whoever drew rink 9 at Yamba is the one we're going to stream.
Yep.
We hit the auto map on BowlsLink and they fell in there, so if you happen to draw the team that was drawn, team number that was drawn on the live stream, you're on it.
Fair enough. Easy peasy. Was it the same here, was it, with rink 13?
Well, the rink draw was all done, and I've just set up on rink 13 because it was one I had access to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we run all of our live feeds on 13. 14 is the better rink. It's 14 is the truest rink on this screen. It's really nice. But 13 is the best way to set up for the live stream, and it's got to go there.
Had there been no one on 13, I'd have gone across to 14. But we use the middle camera for the shot, the action and headshots.
Yep.
And sure as little bears do things in the woods, if you aren't on the end rink, someone will bring the mat up and you cannot see what you need to.
Right.
A very solid play from all four players on this rink.
Yeah, the heads have been terrific, haven't they?
I think no one stood out as playing outstanding. They've all played pretty well.
Pretty solid. Not a bad rock there either. Plenty of bowls to sit on there, Andrew. There's 4 to sit on there out wing. It pretty well looks like you can't miss, doesn't it?
Oh, that's dangerous.
I'll back him to sit on one of them 4 bowls.
Very hard to get shot on that hand. Looking to cut it back to 1.
8 wide. Another commentator's curse.
Oh, I just wonder if the bright sunshine outside might have just made it that bit more difficult.
3.
3. So the front one counted.
Another multiple. 2 multiples in a row for right side.
I'll take it out 8-6 after 8.
Nobody's really played better than anyone else, really, have they?
No, that's what I was saying.
It's just
You're not sitting there going, wow, they've played outstanding. But when you look at it, you think
they're all playing reasonably
they're all
good.
playing pretty good. It's a strange game where you can have a really good win and people say you must have played outstanding, and you go, well, not really, just sort of solid and good enough. But often it comes down to who's done the damage. When it's spread out amongst all 4 players in a close game, you just go, that was a good game. No one really stood out.
Yeah. See, no one's been game today to bring that mat right up about 4 foot short of the tee and roll of the ditch. Yeah, everyone's been sort of happy to have the mat back and play a long 3/4 end today. I'd like to see someone do something really different.
On the bowling green with the mat. Let's
Yes,
clarify that.
yes, true.
Because you've got a few members around this area who would do something very different. Maybe not quite as entertaining.
Won't mention any names. Yeah, it's just such a true hand, that 4-hand coming this way, but everyone likes to go and play the backhand back to the club. I don't know why, but anyway. When I was a local
it's
here,
tighter.
When I was a local here, I'm a wide hand player. I love playing wide hands. I'm not a narrow hand bowler. I get off the narrow hands and get on the wide hands straight away. Most clubs I go to. But some players like playing skinny hands, but I'm not a fan of it.
A lot of players will choose the narrowest hand all the time.
Don't know why.
I don't like a very tight hand normally. But with one hand's very, very wide, I usually go to the slightly narrower one.
Yeah, you don't want it to, if it gets to a point where you're taking 2.5 rings of grass.
When they're coming back at right angles and they travel a metre sideways and nothing forwards, then yes. I do remember a couple of games playing the tight hand where I've just managed to find that right grass and weight combination and just stuck to the tight hand.
You play whatever hand you're getting them closest on, really, but the wide hand will always come home. A narrow hand will sometimes go straight and sometimes duck. The wide hand always sort of bends back. That's the one I like.
Usually when there's a wider hand because of wind, it's a little more trustworthy as well.
Yeah, a couple of really old leads in the old days. Yeah, good on you, PJ. Thanks for that. Yeah, they used to always say play the wide hand in the wind, son.
Yeah, that's the standard wisdom I got.
Old Neddy Hopes at Maitland City years ago. Old Neddy, I think he played for about 35, 40 years as a lead. That's what he'd always say to me. Get on the wide hand in the wind, son.
Pretty well pointed.
Geez, they're getting a nice turn out there now on that hand. We didn't see that yesterday. It was down the centre line.
Well, there's not a lot of movement in the trees, so I don't think the wind's as big a factor.
Have you ever heard of reverse draw, Andrew?
When it's blowing so hard, you go against the bias.
I played at Talara in a pennant match a couple of weeks ago. On your backhand, you had to start your bowl on the right-hand side of the line. The wind was that strong.
I have played in a couple of days where you deliberately played the wrong bias because it would actually blow against the bias back towards the centre line.
Yeah, exactly. I've only ever seen it a couple of times in 34 years, but once at Westport and then once at Talara a couple of weeks ago.
Similar. I've seen it a few times, and it's days where I've seen the magpies flying backwards.
And dogs and cats going across the green.
And the magpies went to fly, and they were actually flapping, but going backwards. I think we should put together a video series. The greatest bowls stories of all time. The Wacky and the Wonderful, and Rex Johnson's drive to put the jack back up the green.
Yeah.
That'd fit into it.
Yeah, for sure.
The fellow who had a drive one day, I saw this bloke had a drive, launched the jack, and there was 2 middies of beer sitting on the edge of the green. The jack has gone between the 2 beers, knocked them over, not broken the glasses, but spilled the entire contents.
Oh.
They were 2 fresh middies too, so the fellas who bought the middies were none too pleased. Started to complain, and someone said, well, you're not supposed to put them there anyway.
I can remember playing Aaron Sheriff down at Halakalani in the old Big Bowl Challenge in the singles one time. And I was holding shot, and he drove and hit the jack and went flying up over the bank and knocked the bloke's full schooner of beer and smashed it in the smithereens to pieces. Right behind the rink. Didn't it? Went off like a bomb.
Remember the old battery boxes used to be put behind the rinks as a rink marker with the number painted on it?
Yep.
Apparently Cameron drove a jack one day and put it through the battery box.
That's fair. Fair effort. We've had quite a few jacks hit up under the windowsill here at the bowls office at East Maitland here, or up under the windowsill of this club here. Quite a few jacks.
There was the video of the Platinum game where the jack got smacked and it went up the ramp and up into the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Had the ramp down onto the green.
I can remember Josh Bell putting one over the fence on rink 14 one day, and it went in where the water tanks are. Never found it. Couldn't find the jack. Lost it. It went up over the fence, which is 2 metres high, into the water tanks.
Wow.
There's been some guys can hit.
I put one over the chain link fence at Siddo's on the bottom green once, and we looked at each other and how we're going to get it. Luckily for us, the fellow was walking along and threw it over. It actually didn't go quick. It just launched and hit the top of the bowl and bounced.
That's when the jack's just in front of the bowl.
There's a few jacks around that are trophies that have been split by a drive.
There's one in the cabinet here that Eddie Green split down the middle one near here, right in half.
Oh, he lived up to his nickname of Fast Eddie then.
He did. He's a fair shot, this. Geez, that's a good shot. Look at that. That's a bomb.
Fantastic.
Absolute bomb. Well done, Michael.
Eddie, of course, the 1995 New South Wales State Junior Singles Champion.
Might have been Australia.
Don't know if he won the Australian Junior Championship, but certainly won the state.
Yeah.
That was the year before I started working in bowls. And then the next year it was James Reynolds.
Remember that.
And that was here.
What year was that? It's a long time ago.
96.
96, yep. I can remember Benny Twist winning a state singles here. Probably 10 years ago.
Might be a bit more, mate.
Look at that.
The
Good
photo
effort.
that appeared on the front of the magazine with him wearing the old hat that's now been retired.
Yep.
Had to be retaken because some idiot with his hand in the air right now took the photo with no card in the camera.
You didn't, did you?
Luckily for me.
I wouldn't be telling anyone that, Andrew.
Oh, no. Luckily for me, my wife had come to pick me up and had our camera with her, which is a much, much better camera than we had for the work one. and she took the photo. And I have to say, it is the best of the state singles winners photos we've had taken in a long time.
Oh, she's a good girl. Yeah, I remember that photo. I've seen it on the front of the magazine. I don't think Benny suited them. That floral arrangement on the hats, it wasn't a real good hat, that.
Although I think Benny qualifies for the Fabio Award, the most beautiful man in bowls, with a bit of competition. Well,
it's unbelievable, isn't it, how they get out wide there?
Yeah.
They know it. They know it does that. And it's just so hard to pull in there.
He was looking for a safe line. He might have even been looking just to get a little contact on his own bowl, chip it in, or sit the blue one that's just behind Jack High for position.
So who do we think's holding shot there? The back blue and white one or the dark one?
I think
Back
it's the
blue and white?
Blue and white.
So Vic's are holding one.
Although they're both playing an attacking weight. But that weight tells me they're trying to punch their own bowls onto the jack. If he gets that contact, though,
It's going to be two down.
I think that jack would spit out to the left.
They'd finish up light blue and yellow, but we're getting two down. We're better off just taking the medicine and go one down.
Only two behind, that'd make it three. He's still got 6 ends after, or 5 ends after this one.
What's he trying to do
6
here?
ends. I think he's just trying to cover those two bowls in case it rattles around and comes in.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to go out the other way more than anything. I'll tell you what, if he's got the weight, he's took his weight off. Yep. Had the line. One to
One to
Vic's.
Vic. So they'll just ease out to a 3-shot lead after 9 ends. Well, a shout out to Maryland's Bowling Club and the people there at the moment. They're hosting the Interschools Challenge Finals.
Very good.
So, good job from our... I forget. I've gone blank on their titles now. They used to be called our regional bowls managers. Our 2 New South Wales Bowls Australia staff, customer support managers, club support managers, CSMs. They've been working with Bowls New South Wales to do that. So Lee's been working with Brett Hughes and Jason Pinnock. We do really appreciate their support to get that schools comp up and running successfully.
They're 2 good men too. I know Brett Hughes really well. He does a lot of work for bowls. The Club Hillsdale, he's got that place going awesome now there. They've won a state pennant and does a good job there, and he does a fantastic job. Used to be my boss when I was a area manager, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, good man, Brett.
There's only a couple of comments on our Facebook page at the moment, so I must be going all right.
Yeah.
And Jake Lawton, he said you were a fair player with a stick before your retirement.
Before my retirement. Yeah.
He did say he was going to give it to you.
That's all right. I love him.
Jake, of course, on the staff here at East Maitland and the runner-up in the state champion of club champion singles 2 years ago.
31-30 to Lee Schreiner and held game twice. Played brilliant down there at Cabramatta, he did.
Well, I think against pretty much any other bowler on any other day,
Either one.
he'd have won comfortably, he'd have won handsomely. But Lee Schreiner was absolutely unbelievable.
Under pressure too.
Saved game, drew shot, made game.
Wasn't really easy conditions either. It was a bit windy and a bit rainy. It was not the best.
Oh, it poured rain.
But
Green changed.
if that singles game's still up on the library, is it?
It would be.
If anyone wants to see an awesome game of bowls, do Jake Lawton versus Lee Schreiner in the state singles final. Absolutely brilliant.
State champion to champion singles final, Cabramatta.
Yep.
Roughly 2 years ago. 18 months, whatever it is. I lose track of time with bowls.
One of the best games you'll ever see.
We have some absolute pearlers of matches on our back catalogue.
Tell you what, another one that impressed me was Ben Glasson and Jono up there at
South Tamworth.
Oh, what a game that was.
Spectacular.
Unbelievable. One of the best, probably the best singles game I've seen.
And pretty much equalled by Kenta Treacher winning state singles at Ettalong that same year. Not sure which one was first, but Kenta won it first, and we said, how good was that? And then Jono came out and won the champ of champs, and we went, well, wow.
Unbelievable.
What a game. Of course, Ben Glasson, I think he beat Jono in the state junior singles final a few years before that.
Yep.
Jono was only about half his height that time.
That was a 31-32, wasn't it, up at South Tamworth?
Oh, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was close to that anyway. Jono also in one of the junior singles games, absolute pearler. And then we've got a couple of matches between Timmy Thorning and Tom Rich.
Yep, young Tom's a good man too.
On the indoor at Warilla. Absolute spectacular games, both of them.
I actually managed the under-25 side with Tom playing in it just about a month ago. Some good kids amongst them. What a great shot this is.
Ripped it out. We probably should talk about this game more than the others.
Wouldn't that break your heart?
Well,
He's Mitch has drawn 2 within 6 inches and he comes down and trails it off him for 2 down.
I always look at it when I put 2 bowls like Mitch has done.
Too close.
And say, yep, well done. You just set him up for that. So you actually build yourself up. So, well, I've bowled 2 really good bowls. Unfortunately, they're a target about the size of a small country shed.
Sometimes you can just get them too close, Andrew, can't you? Like if you get them 6 inches away, both your bowls, the good players love them. They just love the target.
Oh, look, it's inviting. And I've learned if you give someone half decent that sort of target and they're good at playing that little yard too,
ta-da,
you're giving them too much to look at.
Yeah, how's Michael going here? He's looking all right, I reckon. If he's got the weight here, he's got a bomb. Oh, just a fraction over.
One of the things somebody said to me a few years ago after one of our championship games was, your mate was a bit lucky playing up through the head a few times. And I looked at him and I said, he'll be lucky like that every time you give him that many opportunities.
Exactly right. And ability.
He won't mind me saying he's not quite as good as he used to be. But in that time he was a very good bowler, good draw. But
initials?
WH, the Albatross.
Okay.
Not a well-known bowler. Probably should have been in our zone senior side at one stage. But that yard to the head, he was deadly at it.
Hey.
And we played a couple of very good bowlers in our pairs. They just kept loading the head up, and I kept thinking, set up for you, mate. And he kept sitting them and trailing the jack away.
There we go. This one, Andrew. He's done it again. He's took a foot off. He's took a foot off that, and I think he's drawn it.
And look, sometimes the measure there, that bowl, he's had to draw around a bowl.
Still won. There, the dark blue bowl at the front. Wow, from here it doesn't look it, does it?
To be able to draw around short bowls is a major skill.
It is. Normally people bowl heavy when they draw around bowls.
Exactly. It's either heavy or narrow. Here's the narrow one. Could be lucky and sit on the inside.
Gets off the inside of that and flops in. He's got another one. He has too.
He's only got one because he turned it too far out. It's a better one, maybe. But one of the training exercises you can do to teach yourself to draw around bowls, get a cardboard box, sit on the green a yard in front of the jack, so you can't see the jack.
Yeah.
Put put a marker or something out 2 metres out the side, so you know where the jack is.
You beat that.
And then you say you've got to draw 1.5 metres inside that marker. That's jack high. You can beat that. And I'll tell you what, it really mucks around with your senses because you can't see what.
Can't see the jack.
If you're going to go out and practice, though, practice with a purpose.
Purposeful practice, they call it.
Plenty of people just go out and roll up, and they're deadly rolling up, playing 3/4 length ends all the time.
Oh, wrong one. Yuck.
Oh, it's right up to the jack. Has he moved the jack enough to cut it back to 1, or is it just still 2? Well, here's where South Australia, they need to capitalise on that error. His own bowl on the way in on the forehand. Either side of that dark blue bowl, beat the blue and white at the back. Don't thicken the target up. This is well played. Very well played. Just snuck around it.
Close.
Very close to counting. Another foot of weight would have been spectacular because it would have been behind the jack.
See what Mick says here. 1, 2 or 3.
Contact the shot bowl.
If you play a
Kick it back.
fraction too much weight here, you'll stay wide.
Looks tight to me.
Is he going to get that one?
Well, there is a back door open. Doesn't want to go too far. Well, I don't think that's changed the head.
No. He tugged that one. It was tight from out of his craw.
2. There's the call from PJ. There is no path in on the backhand. What are you saying there? Maybe it is 3.
2 for sure.
2 for sure. Maybe the blue one at the front doesn't count.
Well, the VICs have got no bowls left, so he can afford to, leave one.
You haven't got to worry about fattening a target or opening an opportunity.
Geez, he's well down here.
Just needs to run, and it's good. Yeah, fantastic effort. Should just
Don't fall over.
count. Oh,
Fell out. It's still 2. Unlucky. Was in for a while.
well, we're 2/3 of the way done, Clay.
Going well, mate. Hello, this is what I like. This is what I like to see. This is a bit of action now. Bit of live action. Bring that mat up.
Well,
Put the jack on the tee and
you can see how much that mat's been brought up by this shot.
put the jack on the tee and sink the jack first bowl. I don't think that'll be happening today. Good roll. Here comes that sun. It's not far off getting on the rink now. It's just inside the pegs.
Does it change the pace?
Yes, it does. It makes it slower. Any heat in the carpet slows it down a fraction. Humidity changes the pace of the carpet.
Of course, that was a loaded question. I knew the answer.
Yeah, you're trying to trick me. You are.
No, I'm offering you a chance to share us your wealth of knowledge.
Well, no information. Yeah, this is a good starter. Like when you start on this length, anything between the jack and the tee is great because you find mostly it doesn't stay there. Across next door to the other rinks there with VICs in the South Australia, 6-7 and 9-8. So
Nothing in it.
it's 9-8, 8-9, 6-7. They're having some tight games. There's only 10 all on one rink. The biggest gaps, 18-15. 3 shots. Door next door, 17-9.
It's good to have a close contest the whole way through. There's nothing worse than a pennant match where you come away and they go, how'd you just go? And you go, we lost 6-0. What'd you lose by? 3?
Yeah, that's right. 1-1 in the overall. 1-1-1.
We actually held shot to win all 3 rinks and win the match on the last bowl of every one, and every single skipper converted from our opposition to win each rink by 1.
Wow.
That's one of the most heartbreaking days I've ever had.
That's bowls.
But an enjoyable day.
Yeah, see Mickey. He looks up the green and draws a line back to about 3 metres out in front of him, and just looks at that to run over. So he draws his line from the jack back down the green to somewhere close.
It's a different technique. Some take their mark and aim at a spot on the bank, some on the green. The old wise heads used to say 2/3 of the way up, about where your bowl hits its maximum width and then turns back.
Yep.
Some say just pick a spot where it's going to regulate your weight. The further up you look, the higher arm goes to the pendulum swing. You can see the logic in that. That's actually what I do.
Dennis Dalton, who played for Victoria and Australia, he told me he bowled off the bank on fast greens and off the green on slow greens. When it gets down sort of below 13, 14, he'd start bowling off the green. On a really fast green, 15 to 20, he'd be bowling off the bank.
Which is the opposite of my theory.
And that's what I do. I go off the green on slow greens and off the bank on faster greens.
Pretty well pointed here from Mitch. Just not quite enough steam.
Felt it against the bias.
I think they're holding 3 though. You just got to ignore that bowl and draw. If you do hit it, bad luck.
Exactly. No need to change your hand anyway.
I actually think the forehand's going to be a bit kinder and easier to draw a shot on this end. You've got the short bowl in your way, and it's a magnet. Well, he's
a shot.
Not far off. Yeah,
that's number 1.
Shot. Well, the reverse commentator's curse.
I think Mitch will draw this. He'll draw this one.
Oh. Let's try the camera that looks behind. Not far away. Might just be a bit unlucky here and give that jack a kiss and run away.
Unlucky.
1 down to 1 down. Does present a conundrum for the South Australians with their first bowl now. Do they try and draw through their own on the backhand side? Or do you try and draw just around the yellow bowl short to try and get in and count?
Pretend it's not there. That's what I'd be doing. It's a wide draw. You can come around it, come under it.
If you got your weight right and you hit that, you shouldn't do any damage.
I'd be ignoring it to pretend it's not there. He can draw to his toe there and count and miss that yellow bowl by a foot on the outside. Easily.
Look, you just say, it's not really in my way. I've just got to play my bowl, whether it's there or not. I'll play the draw shot.
He's played tight.
Forget it's there, and that way you play the right weight and the right grass. A little bit tight, a little bit short. Would have been good enough to count with the right weight.
Probably third.
Might see a little bit of a niggle here. Just overdraw, jack or bowl. Bowl cleans the shot. Jack back to the ditch. Could be, just the one, the blue bowl at the back's.
Oh, he's tight
South
too.
Australian.
You can't start on that line out there. You've got to start that wide.
He would have had to been well and truly ditch weight and start that line.
Unless he was trying to play a little bit of weight and sit that shot bowl.
That's what I think he was
Trying to do, you reckon?
was sort of trying to do.
Just not enough weight, probably.
That weight was okay for a lot more grass or a lot more weight. One of the two. You need more grass or more weight. One of the two. Don't try and fix both, as you said before. Fix one of them. Go wider or go faster.
He needs it, yeah. He needs a really close bowl. Them other bowls are like 2.5 foot, a metre away. You've got to get something really close.
You also don't want to take your own yellow one out. If you hit this yellow one with the right weight, you push it in. Or
I'll
you
just store it
skirt
cold.
Oh. They're not living right, mate. They're not living right. Still one down. That's a great effort.
He's got a good shot there. If he can just get under that jack and sit that ball through and stay for 3.
South Australia, forehand draw. Almost exactly the same as the previous bowl. Just want to draw underneath the yellow, just down to the last bowl.
Yeah, he's overplayed that a bit, but it comes home a lot there.
Good home though. That's not a wasted bowl. That's good position. If the Vics do try and rip out the shot bowl,
Get the back edge of it and go straight out to them. You'd be saying, be positive, mate, to that dark bowl, the shot bowl. If he gets unlucky and clicks it out there to the dark blue one that just arrived a minute ago, it's still only one down.
Exactly.
You're no worse off.
You've got 2 seconds. You're just looking, maybe not even quite ditch weight. Just enough to swing and miss the jack down the narrow side and just give that red and black bowl a little nudge. Roll it a couple of times for 2 or 3.
He's due for a big one here, Mitch. I think he's a big part of the game here. Oh, gee, I don't mind this.
It's an attacking line.
I tell you what, he just lacked a bit of weight. That's all. Lacked a bit of weight.
Needed a little bit more intent.
A bit more aggressive. Made it a bit harder now.
Hasn't got it. It's still, well, I don't think it's actually made his shot any harder, but it made it look harder. That's what it looks like when it matters. He's still
there because a wide hand,
it'll swing underneath the jack. I suppose the danger is if you get that jack and it bounces back up the green, there's 3 South Australian bowls in a group. But you'd
I don't mind this line here.
You'd be stiff to give him 3. If he misses the blue, he's not missed the yellow. Hasn't made Mitch's bowl any simpler.
It's a good guide there.
Come inside that. In fact, it might even offer you a little bit of protection for your own. Not that it matters. Last bowl ahead, rip it out. Yeah. No,
Can get a straightener off that as well too. That's the shot.
Just under ditch weight. Even ditch. Doesn't matter how fast you go. Rip them both out. Doesn't matter. You get a 1.
It's got 3rd shot. Oh no, that'll run tight. That's tight as. Nearly got nearly jag one.
One shot. South Australia. 11 ends gone. 9 each.
So they get 1 more point each, they'll be even.
They will. Well,
We've had two tight games today, Andrew. A very tight singles game this morning, 21-19, and these guys have been neck and neck the whole way.
4 ends to go, 9 apiece.
One multiple of 3 each, and all the rest have been,
18 shots and 11 ends. You're 7 over the...
So sticking with the mat up. Pretty good throw too. Yeah, pretty good throw. Only 2 foot short of the tee. Excellent throw. It's one thing about this length. If you're going to bring the mat up and give yourself only about a metre behind the minimum line, you've got to be able to throw that jack. Normally when I play the mat up, I'd like to take 2 steps back, give yourself 2 metres, 2 metres or 6 feet. And that way if you roll it now 4 or 5 foot short, you're still going to count.
Well, what you're doing is making sure you don't go under the minimum. You put it
Exactly.
bang. You put it bang on the 21 or the 23 metre mark, 23 metres from the ditch. And if anyone's watching overseas, it says the minimum distance is 23 metres. In Australia, it's 21 metres minimum jack distance under domestic regulation, which also moves the minimum distances for a rebounding jack and a live bowl back 2 metres. But if you give yourself the bare 21 metres to roll a jack and you roll it 10 centimetres short, you're out. Whereas if you give yourself 22, 23 metres and you roll it 50 centimetres short,
You're in.
it's still legal. And you'd much rather play, if you're trying to play a 21.1 metre length, you'd rather play a 22 than be short and give your opponent the chance to throw it back to up to 36 metres, depending on whether you've got a 40 metre green or not. Don't think this one's 40 metres, is it, Clay?
It is one way. It is across.
It is across.
I think it's 30, 35 and a half or 36 going back towards the car park from the clubhouse, but it is 40 metres across. You can play 8 rinks across.
It's actually unusual to have a 40 metre green in Australia.
Yeah, I know there's quite a few around.
Yeah, more the exception than the rule. Some of the ones at Darebin, the Darebin greens are 40, but they're no longer really in use.
There's one down there in Canberra. It's a 40 metre green. Played on it years ago.
Port Kembla, when Port Kembla was a club, it used to be 40 metres.
I think we played at Devonport last year. It was 40 metre green.
I can tell you, my first game I ever played at Port Kembla, it was right on the headland, a bit of a cliff behind the green, and the wind used to howl up and over the cliff. The locals would throw tee to tee into the wind.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
And the visitors would always be about 4 metres short and wondering what the heck was going on. Unlike our players in this game who have just gone plonk. That is
Front toucher.
That is one where you clap and say, well bowled, mate, put mine down too, will you? You go back to 9 all. That's not a bad effort. The PJ's bowls on that side where the jack's just off centre. Crack on the back, goes back to South Australia's as well.
Yeah.
So you need a multiple effort here to make shot, I think. I don't mind the tactic of draw to their bowls. Just going to...
Overplayed that a bit.
Yeah, let's just run it through.
I've got a funny feeling this is going to go down to the last bowl of the game.
Oh, you're hoping it will.
I'm hoping, but I think it will. It's been a pretty tight game all the way through.
I wonder if we saw a Disco or a Teasy or even a Corey here, would they be playing that medium sort of weight, or would this be an absolute rocket going bash?
I think you'd see a rocket go on bash. Because those guys hit 8 or 9 times out of 10, where the average person doesn't. Here's a good bowl. Oh,
Touch. Oh, wow. Oh, and that's a great bowl, but he's unlucky not to have finished on the other side of the line.
Would have been better, wouldn't
or
it?
any contact on anything, even a tiny scrape on the shot bowl, and he's getting second. Instead, he's just pierced that gap. You couldn't deliberately put one through that.
I thought he had an edge of the jack there for a second.
A little tickle on that jack, and it's his own in the catching area. So now, well, PJ just lining up. I'd be tempted to go backhand here. It looks like that's what he's lining up for. Yeah, look, I think this is a wise move. The light blue bowl is just behind Jack High.
Be careful he doesn't jar his own bowl here.
Oh, just a bit tight. Might have given a little more of a funnel to the VICs to reach. PJ puts 2 feet on his last bowl. He's just about sitting that white and blue bowl just behind Jack High.
Be handy.
Well, if he sits that with the same, well, he needs probably, that 2 feet of weight, sits that bowl.
He's close here. Very close. Bit of jack. Yep.
Got it.
He's played
perfectly.
a bomb. Just missed the edge of it last time, so he's got it this time. Let's change the whole scope of the game there now. The
Very different head.
The VICs can touch that now and make 4 or 5. Big bowl this. Oh, he's tight. He's tight.
Well, can he get his own sideways and onto it? No. But
He's a good bowl there now.
it's actually finished in a great spot. And
2 seconds again.
just see that little
He
duck of the knees to say, oh dear, that's just mucked up our plans.
He was tight there too. He got a little bit lucky.
Well, the problem is they really don't want to draw the jack on the backhand, and the forehand has got the South Australian bowl just short in the draw.
He's saying come between them bowls and get through there. And here comes the shadow. It's nearly out at the centre line now. The sun. It's moving across pretty quick now.
I'll call a radical one. Stay away from it completely. Draw the best backward.
What do they got? They got first and what? Maybe fourth. First and fourth.
Yeah, maybe get another second.
Well, Mick's asking to draw between them 2 bowls there, and he's oh dear.
Yeah, that's the one I said you didn't want to hit. No real harm done, but
A lot better head for the South Australians.
just
He keeps telling Mick to move out the road. He's only told him 17 times. Doing a good job there.
oh, look, he's keen. He's one of those guys who's just conscientious and keen, I think. Just keen to get out there, loves his bowls. Bit of a backhand draw here for Trevor. A little bit of contact on the shot bowl will just nudge the jack. He's into the...
He's telling him to get out of the way and he's standing there himself, you maniac.
I did tell him that Carmen Anderson's one of my favourite serial pests at standing in front of the camera.
Is she?
Because Carmen will stand there and then realise and turn around and give the most disarming smile and a wave and say sorry. So you can't be mad at it.
Yeah, it's hard when you're out there. It's hard not to keep remembering you got a camera behind you when you're into the game.
Just trying to get another one in there. Good thing for him now is a better setup. He can just skirt his own.
He called him to draw between them two bowls there, which is very difficult, eh?
Oh, you're going to be trying to reach the South Australian bowl.
I'd be playing the forehand for South Australia, not the backhand. Coming up. It's a better option, I reckon. Yeah, it's a hard shot there. See, the bowl does different things in different parts of the green too.
The effect of the sun is just coming into play.
Dead set, when you play back on your forehand back to the club, you cannot see. It's horrific.
Oh, close.
Chance. I think you'll like it. Only one. Great effort. 3 to go. 10-9 VICs over South Australia.
Nothing in it. Longer lengths. Well, he's turned his back on it. He knows he's too wide.
Yeah, come over fair way, gee. Beautiful weight.
You can see in the background of this shot the water tanks that Clay was talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's where the jack went up over that fence into that water tank and never found it. Where it went to, I don't know.
So that structure behind that green is a car park. There's a magnificent looking oval on the other side of that car park as well.
Going back in the old days before they had this top on here, many a cricket ball come over the top of that car park and lobbed on the bowling green here when it used to be a plastic hard green years ago. I think it was the young fella at Dyson, played for New South Wales. He used to hit him over the car park and lob him on the synthetic green here on the full.
That'd be John Dyson.
That was John or not. Can't remember his first name. Ernie Dyson's son that played bowls here, it was. And his son Matthew, who was a good golfer as well, but his other son played for New South Wales. But yeah, quite a few sixes come over this on this bowling green.
I don't think I managed to hit a six onto a bowling green. I did 2/3 of the way up the Olympic swimming pool at the University of Wollongong. Made a very satisfying bloop as it fell into the water.
He's a good bowl here.
Fantastic.
That's what the VICs are after here. He won the diff with 3 innings to go. Good game. I noticed that on the other rinks there, the South Australians, they're up on 2 rinks, down on 3 rinks, and have a draw on the other one. So VICs have got a slight advantage overall on all the rinks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rinks.
Well, attacking intent here, I believe. It's just going to hold its line. It's good home. It's a good grass line. It's either a good grass line or a good weight. One of the two.
Yeah, Mitch should still have that same sort of weight and width in his mind. He should be able to replicate his last one, or emulate, as they say. Once you get it once, you should get it again. Yep, which he has. Ooh, a nice target, but sometimes you go, ooh.
It's a bad good bowl.
It is. Yeah, he'll be licking his lips here.
Keep a tight hand.
Keep that weight and just tighten your line of fraction.
Just remember to go narrow. Well, if he's just dropped a little bit of weight, this will be good.
He's going cold draw. He's not going to play any weight to it. Cold draw it. Great effort.
Good home. The danger is if you go at that attacking line and you miss, you're just opening up the opportunity for the opponents to keep dropping bowls in and around and drop that large number.
Exactly.
As you said earlier, you don't want to run in the first 4 bowls of a pairs game.
Probably pretty good advice, that. Or the modern day bowlers, yeah, they'd be looking to get rid of them 2 bowls or put the jack in up under the number.
Well,
they wouldn't be scared of that.
It is fine to run as long as you hit.
Exactly. Don't miss.
So choose what your strengths are, play to them, play to your percentages. Be honest in your assessment of your abilities. If you hit 80% of the time, by all means run. But if you hit 10% of the time, know that the other 9 times you're going to miss, and you're probably going to be in trouble.
So he's just drawn one right on the plinth there. So the VICs are saying, okay, have a crack at it. We got the best backward now, right on the ditch.
Too wide.
What do you reckon the percentage of wide bowls would be on this hand coming back towards the clubhouse?
80.
It's got to be 80, wouldn't it? It's incredible. It's incredible. And people know it and still bowl wide.
I'd say 80% have been more than 20 centimetres wide of the centre line.
Yep.
And there'd be 1 to 2% have been narrow. So there's been a lot of people go straight up the line and miss narrow. Yes, that's maybe 5% narrow. But 80% have been a foot or more wide.
It's a good bowl.
Very good home.
Michael said, rightio, I've got 2. I've got 1 on the plinth.
I think, unfortunately, there it's just made the South Australian.
Yeah, back in the ditch, I'd say. Well, there he goes. And I'll tell you what, he's picked the line too. Gee, it swung. That doesn't usually happen. That's very unusual. You don't.
He started bang on the centre line. You need to just be off that centre line.
I've seen him track down there only against the bias.
I actually feel his weight would have been better to just draw to his own dark blue bowl behind, that sort of weight. Take 30 centimetres of grass, because if you're going to be
it'll
at 30
hold.
centimetres, you're likely just to draw onto the 2 yellow bowls. You sit the second one, your second shot. Sit the first one, you are shot. Trail the jack, you 2. Worst result, is find the gap between the jack and the light blue bowl.
That wouldn't happen on that end. Very, very unlucky. See, it turns more with more weight. It'll hold with a draw shot, or just over draw shot, but it'll bend with weight. It's it's weird. But once you know it, yeah.
I just wonder if a training exercise, you'd be better off to get out on the green and play all sorts of weird angles. Just put the mat and go, oh, I've got to draw to here during that. You've got to draw to here, draw to here. So you get that idea of that centre line out of your head.
Yeah.
And that way you're just picking the grass and whatever else and ignoring where the centre line is.
When you get a green that moves around with like a yard away or an on shot, I just go bang. You're better off just going straight down the centre line and hitting it. You don't give your bowler a chance to move around on the green. So you get caught out and see how that's the sun's there now. It'll slow the green down a touch. It'll just drop that yard 4 foot off now.
Yeah, a little bit too paced, a little bit slower on that. Maybe a second or so, do you reckon?
Yeah, now the sun's there, it will be, yeah. You can only see it's nearly down the centre line, the shade now.
I think Mitch would have been better off to put in his mind that he wanted to draw to the blue bowl at the back.
At the back, and then drop short on the...
You drop short, you can't.
Drop short and draw it.
Yeah. And sometimes you tell yourself you're trying to draw the backwood when you know you're really trying to draw a shot. You're actually factoring in the I'm going to drop short factor.
He's wide.
Yep, again. And... Oh, wow. That was nearly very bad. That bowl had to punch that one out there, had to have one bowl in the head. Mitch, he's swapped over.
He's asked for coverage. Michael's asked him to cover out there to the left. He wants to be out near his feet there just in case.
Yeah, there's two South Australian bowls out that side.
Is he going to stay on?
No.
Can't see.
It's dropped in. Well, no more than 20 centimetres of grass.
Not a hard shot. It's very gettable.
He's gone quicker. He's got the front one.
Oh, he's got a bit lucky. Geez, he's got lucky at that one.
Well, I
Stayed
don't know.
in.
I think he's down 3.
Still 3.
It's 3. I'm not sure it was 3 before that. I think it might have only been 2. So 2 ends to go, and it's 4 shots. The VICs now lead. Big result.
It looks so easy, didn't it? But it's just not an easy shot. Well, it looks easy. I think it's easier when you go hard. Big pace.
That's why I don't know. I sort of felt that they'd have been better off just to slightly overplay a draw shot, try and cut it down to 1.
Yeah, either draw it or play big weight.
Not play 2 metres. You're either playing 2 feet or big weight.
Yep.
Well, often the best shot to play is the one that you see that you can play.
It's also what the green will allow you to play as well. If you're on shots that are drifting around, cutting or holding, don't play them.
And that's where you need to read the head as to what you can play. What's going to work, what's not going to work, what you're confident with.
It's definitely a local knowledge carpet, this one. The more you play on it, the easier it becomes.
Definitely no. Coming back towards the clubhouse, don't go wide.
Exactly.
Certainly not on the backhand, or my backhand being a right-hander. That is very glary off the green now as well.
If you're paying the 4M back to the clubhouse, good luck. This looks a bit better. He's got good weight, good grass here.
Pretty well pointed. Just that speed.
Maybe 2 feet.
It's they're not quite nailing it as well as they were sort of 20 minutes ago.
Do you think that might be the sun coming over the green, slowing it down?
Well, it might be just that little variation in pace, and they haven't adapted.
See, just the heat, just the humidity and the heat in the air can also change the pace of this green.
And I did comment earlier that it was a little bit overcast. It was a bit dull. Not anymore. It is blue and sunny. Are we in spring yet, or are we still winter?
I think we call it spring. September, spring, I think.
But certainly, I haven't had a jumper on all day, so you shouldn't be calling it winter. Was it a bit chilly this morning?
Yeah, it was cold last night.
Maybe 6 degrees this morning.
Pretty far
Just
off.
a bit cool. It feels like, anyway. Well, no, it was a little cool when I arrived to set up. Certainly haven't regretted not having a jumper on all day. I've lost his bowl in that there. Waiting for him to deliver, and I realised he had.
Yeah, fair effort.
Still one to South Australia. And look, the master of the understatement, or stating the obvious, South Australia have to win this in.
They do. No ifs or no buts. They've got to get
In theory, they can be 8 behind and still
a two.
draw.
A 2 would be a good result, and give them 2 behind playing the last.
But we've scored 22 shots in 13 ends, so we're not even averaging 2 an end.
Well, there's been 2 multiples.
There's been 2 threes,
1 from each team.
so that's 6 of the 22 shots, brings it down to 16. So there's probably been 3 twos. 2 threes and 3 twos. That's 8 singles. Odds are that a single is going to be your score. Stranger things have happened. I've seen a couple of big counts at the ends of games to decide them. We saw that in the champ pairs earlier last year. We saw Kyle Hansen and Ray Pearce score a big count on the second last end to be what I said was a match-winning lie. Commentators curse. They dropped another multiple on the next end to
Lose.
to give the title to Hemi and Daz. It's one of the strangest ends of a game I've ever seen, that's for certain. And it was so tight throughout it. I think they'd scored 15 shots between them in 19 ends, and then there was a 5 and a 4.
Wow.
Or a 4 and a 5. We won't say it's impossible, just difficult. South Australia holding 1. Vic looking to get that back.
I think the Vics would be happy to drop 1 here and give them take the last bowl on the last end and be 3 up.
Yeah,
I'd be happy to give them 1 and go into the last end 3 up with the last bowl.
I'd be happy to pick up a 3 and go into the last end 7 up.
Yeah, it's even better.
I'm of the theory I'm always going to try and score. I think the best thing to do is make your lead bigger. But I'm going to make sure if I drop in this position that the Vics are in, I'm only dropping 1.
Yep.
And I'd be hoping I didn't have to play my last bowl on the last end then. Going to last bowl last end 3 shots up, I'd give you 2 very happily. take a one-shot win. Unless we're in a round robin where we know that margins are needed.
I'll tell you what.
Just missed that. He's good.
Get around that.
He has.
Oh, he wanted the inside of the yellow there. If he gets it, he...
Didn't think he was going to get round the blue, and it was almost like it moved out of the way.
He's got round the blue and under the yellow. And around the shot bowl. How did he miss all that?
Unbelievable.
He couldn't draw a track down there.
It's a good bowler. It's finished. Still the opportunity here for SA.
Similar line. Another. This is a very similar line to the last one.
Yeah.
Dead set. He's played the exact bowl and got his... Oh, that's different now. It looks like one to VIC.
Yeah, it's one to Victoria.
Unlucky.
Well, that's unfortunate. Had to play in there. Got to add to the count. You really want a multiple count here. Unfortunately for the South Australians, it's difficult to make a count here. I think we're going to have to see Trevor go to his backhand. This is where you start looking at the Hail Mary shot. Backhand tight, trail that jack 4 feet. There's 3 South Australian bowls, black and red ones, sitting there waiting. Trail it back 4 feet, you make 4, and you're all square.
Geez, there's a VIC. I'd be nearly...
I'd be playing the other hand. The dark blue bowls jack high, get inside hit, or match the others.
They've been playing that hand well, and they've gone out to the backhand here.
That's, well, it's not really going to be in the figuring, I think.
They want to be careful. They need another ball on the head. He's going for that shot bowl, that yellow. I only suggested that just a second ago. That one there.
He's got it. Oh, he's got it.
He hit it.
He scared it anyway.
I only called that shot before he hopped on the mat, actually, so I wouldn't mind going for that yellow bowl.
Well, it's probably worth 2.
But if you get the inside of the yellow and get the light blue one at the back as well.
Well, yeah. Could bring another couple in.
Yeah.
You'd have been hoping to get it out clean this time and then give yourself that option with your last. Whereas the VICs, just get one within a foot and not near your others. It's not coming back. He's going to have another run. Surely. Can he produce the miracle shot? Well, he's gone again. Has he got a little bit more? No, he's a bit underneath. Going to get his own bowl across. And it's one shot to the armed and VICs. So they'll now lead by 5 shots. One end to play, 14-9. So we do hope you've enjoyed this presentation from Bowls New South Wales of the 2024 National Bowling Arm Championships. We have been coming to you live from 𝐋𝐈𝐕𝐄 Bowling Club all day. And we'll be back here again tomorrow, Wednesday, for round 5, and Thursday and Friday as well. Round 5 and 6 tomorrow, 7 and 8 on Thursday, 9 and 10 on Friday. We do hope you'll be able to join us for some of that coverage. Do hope you've enjoyed it. If you are on the Bowls New South Wales YouTube site, you'd like to catch that, don't forget to subscribe to our feed. You can also like and share our Facebook page. It's a great start for Victoria here. 5 shots in front. Get one on it. Very good opening bowl. PJ Summers from Adelaide. He'll be playing his first of this last end. And he will give his mum and dad, Cass and Mark, another little shout out. We do hope you've enjoyed watching your little boy on the screen. We might have to get a little tap on the glass and say to this lady, please move. We do normally tell people not to stand behind rinks anyway, but there is a fair gap here at East Maitland. So people do feel that they can stand and watch. That's okay. They just forget. But good bowls by Mick Rose, the Lilydale bowler from Victoria. He's put in a couple of good ones for his first two. I'd say his skipper Mitch now would be looking to keep away from this head. They're 5 in front, holding 2. Cover the back.
Only way they're going to make 5 is getting them all behind, aren't they, really?
It's a good effort from PJ. He's just not going to be...
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
That is not good.
That's when things are going against you. You get the edge of it that comes in.
Unlucky.
So I'd still be betting that Mitch is going to draw to the centre line, 1.5 metres behind. Get best back. Cover that back bowl.
Yeah, the way this game's been, you can't see a 4 or a 5 coming anywhere.
Just going to go for that cover. You're not going to try and build a big count. No point.
If I was a South Aussie, I'd be going for the kill here. Andrew's nearly choked there, poor bugger. Bit dry in the throat.
Yeah, the throat actually stuck together.
The VICs have just got to beat the 4th shot there, really, just draw a 3rd shot. Just in case those 2 bowls do go. They're in a pretty good spot, the VICs here right now.
Oh, fair effort.
Yeah, it's all, it's all you have to do is beat that 4th shot, really. You don't want nothing too close to it.
Don't build the target. I'm Mitch now. I think I'll change hands with my next bowl and make sure I don't subscribe to the done theory. I'm going to change hands. I'm going to draw past that bowl in between those 2.
Yep, draw to the back. Just inside the back, black one there on the back end.
Even finishing wide on that hand's actually good now. Because really, you're protecting a 5-shot lead. You want to drop a 4. Four's not tragic, not good, but...
Well, shots will come into it in count packs along the way there.
Oh, well...
Would you be going for the kill now, Andrew? Yeah, got a pretty ordinary head there. Wouldn't you be going for the kill now to go for that bear jack? It's going to go out left or right if you hit it.
I can't see anywhere you're going to get... You've got to do something to change
replay the end. Kill it and replay it. I can't see a score there at the moment.
Only option you've got is to... Well, there's still 4 bowls left. You've got to say... You've got to draw 3 of the 4 remaining bowls left inside that second nearest big bowl. Have them not put another one in, and then you've got to rip out the one behind the jack.
Unless you get a fine inside off the short blue and white bowl and sit the other one out, make 3.
I think if I was the South Australians, I would actually have been playing a yard or 2 of weight on that forehand side, looking for the shot bowl, or to just chip that jack out to the right of screen where they do have 2 bowls. You get that bowl, you get the jack off that bowl and run through, you'll be holding 3 already. So there'd be a distance 3, but you can see where Vic's got his foot now. He's playing what I called 3 bowls ago. Cover. You can afford to be wide there. It's the one time you do want that holding hand just to hold you and drift you along.
See, you just fall on that yard short with that sun on the green. It just slows it down a touch.
I don't mind the home though. That's pretty good.
It's not too bad.
But still that shot, you can chip that jack out right out to where the Vic skip's feet are now. Not going to do it with that one.
Yeah.
But you get the inside of that one is good. Well, that's maybe opened to the possibilities. I think that one's no fifth shot now. I think the yellow one nearest beats it. So still only 2 for ripping out the shot bowl. So PJ, if he can rip the shot bowl out, they might lay 3 and put the pressure on Trevor to draw 2 more and hope that Mitch can't cut the countdown. Or do we go for the chaos?
I'd be going for the kill. Straight at the jack, kill it.
Better percentage.
Replay the end and see what happens from there.
Oh, yeah, 8 getting 5 now.
I probably wouldn't even go near that, Andrew. If you were one of the big boys, spread them round.
Well, you just saw him tap his foot.
Yeah, keep away from it. If he's going to kill it, you don't want another bowl beside the jack. It makes it easier.
You also don't want one short, because as sure as hell if you put one short and wide, they have a horrible drive. It gets the edge of it, comes off and gets the jack off that one.
Yeah.
Too many times you see, I played a bad bowl, it doesn't matter, it's too wide out. Bang, crash. Oh, no, I gave him it.
If they drive and get that fat on the left-hand side of our monitor and then get the yellow one that goes across and gets the blue one, can they get all them out or not?
Oh, I don't think so. They've
given
Vic's got first, third.
Trouble is, you're still not going to make 5. That's where you want it. That's where you want it. You got to kill it. Got to kill it. No choice.
I just think sometimes people don't even think to try and kill it. That's going to be underneath.
No, wait.
What's he going to hit? Nothing.
I don't think he's got a quick drive. It's just a bit of a swinger.
All right. Do you play a blocker?
Yeah. I'm a fan of him. I don't mind a good blocker.
I have seen some blockers, though, sit just off a centre line and actually be a fantastic guide rather than a hindrance. Certainly an underdeveloped skill is playing a blocker.
The best one I've seen at blockers was a man called Simon Lack. Good play.
He did win a state pairs.
I led up for him in a state and Australian pairs, but I've seen him put blockers in time after time after time, and yeah, very good at it.
Simon's isn't he
He's a CEO at Soldiers Point. Has
yes.
been give bowls a way to do the job actually, and one of the best talents I've ever seen. Natural ability. He has a degree in architecture that no one knows about as well. And never ever used it. Always been started off as in the club system, in the bar, and then worked his way up to CEO. Been doing an awesome job at Soldiers Point up there for years.
The only problem is you've got Shippo playing there. That's a black mark.
That is a black mark, yeah.
Well, this is possibly the last bowl. He should be trying to kill because
I'd be just whacking
no
it.
alternative. Vic's leading 14-9.
See what he's going to do playing a little yard weight swinger. Got to get cranky here. Unless he's just trying to cut back and keep their score down. Oh dear. Yeah. All over.
So I think that's a single to the VICs.
Yep. He's having a look, but I think it's only one. 15-9.
One.
Well played. Good game. And a look at the second shot. Oh, he's looking for two.
Oh, we're going to put the tape on it.
Not that it matters, but you never know. Could come down to shots later in the
Well,
on the last day.
I think it was the two. I'm going to put it down as two. Either way, it doesn't really make that much difference to our stream, but 16-9, Victoria ends up winning. Well, looks like it's comfortable, but it was a battle.
Only they got away the last probably three ends, really. Nothing in it.
Just asserted a little bit of dominance in the last couple of ends.
That's the experience.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Clay. We look forward to company from everyone watching on again tomorrow. I'm not sure whether Clay will be here tomorrow.
I'll be playing midweek pennants tomorrow, single gender pennants at Maitland City, so
Clay will be off, closing both eyes and swinging his hacksaw.
I'll be able to get over here maybe Thursday or Friday if you want any help.
Well, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to your company tomorrow. But for now, have a great evening, and we'll say goodbye.
Thank you, Andrew. See you all later. Bye.